South Africa, and welcome to another wonderful episode of the Weekend Edition. I'm Kanye Mbao, and I'd like to wake you up on this Saturday as the girl you woke up with. At the table, I'm sitting with two men that I don't really know what they do, but they won their careers, as far as I know. Who are you guys? Please say your names.
I'm Saaiman.
I'm Matthew Mole.
I actually thought it was AKA and Jay something. Welcome to the show. Let's go to the kitchen and see what Joe is up to.
How embarrassing. Kanye doesn't know who Matthew Mole is or Saaiman. Are you crazy, girl?
Well, this side was Jay something.
Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, it's raining men around Suellen here in the kitchen. I'm Fat Joe. That's the lovely I almost said Saaiman. That's the lovely...
No, either.
I'm Barry
Good morning.
Hilton. You are? Fat Joe.
I'm Michael...
I'm so glad you got my
You're
name
Barry
right.
Hilton.
Barry Hilton
Yes.
is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Fat Joe is the only guy ever to be born in Pretoria that speaks like an American.
I'm gonna have a rough day today.
You can have a rough day. You can have a rough day, y'all.
We're gonna
Because
have...
I'm from the South.
But you don't live in the South anymore.
I don't live in the South.
Yeah.
In fact, I do. I live south.
You've gone south. So you're like Robben Island side
I'm
now,
in
south.
Hermanus.
Hermanus.
That's the greatest place.
Are you retired, Barry?
No. I went there. I got a gig there from the Hermanus Town Council.
Oh, right.
They asked me to come in as the first reserve for the whales. So I just went to go live there. It's a lekker place. So every time I'm not working, I'm on holiday. So
all right.
What a job.
So you see, we're gonna have a crazy time today. Suan, what's going on in the kitchen? What are we gonna be cooking today? Because you know, Saturday mornings are about food as well.
Today it's really about sharing. So I'm going to create 3 things for you that we can put on a beautiful serving board, so that when we eat at the end, we can all kind of just be hands and choose what you love as much as what you love of what I'm going to prepare.
And what are these, like malnourished chickens? Or what is this?
This is not an Easter edition. These are actually quail's eggs. So the quail from the pheasant family, a little bit. Look at them. They're just little versions of a normal egg.
This is what happens if a chicken eats chocolate in his food.
Exactly.
Comes out like
Yes.
Or if he gives birth in the wrong...
Yes.
Okay, let me stop.
Yes.
All right, on that note, guys, it's time for us to get the show started. Here's Matthew Mole performing Jess's song. Give it up.
We'd have our fun. You'd speak your heart and I'd fall in love. And look at us now, it's all come to this. And our father's spoken and our dreams weren't missed. And we'll be just fine, and we'll be alright, and we'll be just fine, and we'll be alright. My lovely bride, you're part of me. I know that you'll make me the man God sees. I give my life and I'll be there for you and for all you need. Ooh, ooh. Together we'll take on this world we see. Ooh, ooh. We'll follow love, and you and I will never fall apart. We are strong, we are 3 in 1. And I'll tell you this now that I commit myself. This kind of love is our kind of wealth. And we'll be just fine, and we'll be alright. My lovely bride, you're part of me. I know that you'll make me the man God sees. I give my life and I'll be there for you and for all you need. Ooh, ooh. Together we'll take on this world world we see. We'll follow love.
Whoa! I feel like I'm Jess.
Can I just tell you something? This is actually brilliant performance, young man. But I want to tell you, this is how sad it is in South Africa because the rand-dollar exchange has affected everything. He wanted to bring in a 6-string guitar.
Right.
But he could only manage 4.
It's just not fair, is it?
It's just not fair.
That's what I looked at it and I thought, but that can't be an
Imagine how
adult
brilliant
guitar,
it'd be
man.
with 6 strings. It'd be brilliant.
All right, as you can see, we're gonna have a crazy show today. You don't wanna miss a single moment. We've got Chad Saaiman still here. We're gonna laugh a lot. We're gonna cook. We're gonna eat. We're gonna have some more performances from Matthew Mole. Make sure you interact with us on social media. On Facebook, we are The Weekend Edition, and on Instagram and Twitter, it's The Weekend on 3. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
It's a weekend. It's a weekend.
Welcome back to the Weekend Edition. So all the 80s babies would remember how school was in the morning during the week, right? You'd first have those people that work out, beep-bop, beep-bop, beep boys, and then catch a wake up. There's one man that we used to all wait for to see him, and we knew that once that show ended, it was time to leave and go to school. Well, I have him on the couch with me. His name is Mr. Barry Hilton.
Well, catch your wake up. Thank you.
Thank you. You must be 900 years old.
900. But I had my first child when I was 304.
Yes.
My name's Joseph. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's been a long time. It's been actually 33 years since I've been a pro.
In the industry.
In the industry, and I still love it like day one. I absolutely love it. When they, you know, we organised it for me to come on the show today.
Yes.
I was up at 5. I was ready to come, drove through from Romanus. I love it.
And the fact that you are still on the show means you're relevant. You're still
Well,
a
perhaps so.
household name in South Africa, and we still know you.
Absolutely. I'm very fortunate. I still do 150 odd shows a year.
Yes.
I work all over the world. In fact, I'm very fortunate.
That's one challenge that every artist and every personality has in the industry is to keep relevant. How do you do it?
10 seconds a day. It's a trick I have.
10 seconds a day?
10 seconds a day.
What's
I
that?
write 10 seconds of material every day. And if you count it up over the year, 10
Yes.
seconds are 365 days. Let's take 5 days off. It's 3,600 seconds, which is, of course, 60 minutes, which is 1 hour, which is a show. A little bit of ad-libbing here and there, which is 1 hour, 20 minutes. Easy.
But where do you find the funny?
Well, the funny, I was telling the guys this morning, things that happen, I find funny. I grabbed my razor this morning to have a shave, and straight away I knew that my wife was coming down on me. She didn't want me to succeed today because why? She'd been using my razor for the whole week, and she hasn't told me. So as I pulled over here, I ended up cutting my ear over here.
Oh, my
goodness. So I will talk about that, how women control us by just using our stuff and not telling us. Because if you use your wife's deodorant, the house falls down.
Of course, it's done.
How are you going to do that? People are going to think that you're effeminate. So, what's the problem? But she uses my razor, and she doesn't use my razor to shave her face. Come on, Oaks. This is a family show.
Yeah, but
What does she shave?
what?
What does she shave?
Her foot.
Ask Joe to ask
Well, it's
that.
a close shave, Joe.
Oh wow, guys! A Saturday morning. You didn't start out in comedy though. You started in a strip club.
I actually started off as a sperm. But anyway, my first joke, my first job as a comic was in strip clubs. It was the only stuff I could get. And the real story behind it is I had to pretend I was from England. I couldn't get a job in South Africa as a South African comedian because there's a program that was just finished called Piltong on Podcast. And I couldn't get a job as a South African comic. So the next best thing was I pretended to be a British comic, and I'm good with accents. So pretty much like Joe. And I walked into the
So
agent.
that's not a real accent. He's putting it on.
I walked into the agent and I said,
Got
all right,
you,
so
Joe.
what? I've just got off the plane from Liverpool and I'm feeling great and I've heard that you're looking for comedians. And the guy said, are you from Liverpool? I just told you. So he said, tell me a joke. So I told him a joke in English accent.
Yes.
He gave me the job.
And where's he now? Does he know this?
Well, he did after a while. After about 3 or 4 months of him coming to see my shows all the time, all the time, he called me into his office and he said, can I speak to you? I said, yeah, you can speak. Don't worry, you can speak to me now. And I went into his office. He said, I want to book you for 2 years for the circuit. Great. Just like that. And he said to me, but we've heard a whisper. Okay, and I thought, well, I'm dead.
You're dead.
The
It's
guy's
out
dead.
bag.
And
Oh
I
my
said,
gosh.
well, what's the whisper? And he said to me, well, we've heard that you can do a brilliant South African accent. So I said, well, funny you should say that, bro. So that's how it started.
And that was it.
And then I could be
Nice way of
South
putting
African,
it.
which was great.
Yes. Now, you are a father of how many?
6 children. I've got 6 children. I've been lucky enough to be a dad 6 times.
Male, females, boys, girls?
I've got a daughter.
Yes.
My daughter
6.
lives in Cape Town.
Yes.
She's the oldest, 38.
Okay.
And then I've got 5 boys.
Wow.
My youngest being 6 years old. Because,
Wow.
yeah, a long time ago I decided I wanted to say, I wonder if it still works. And clearly it did.
So how's it
So I've
being
got a 6-year-old.
a comic dad? Is it?
It's cool.
Are you cool?
Because
are you
things
funny?
have changed. And you know what? No disrespect to all of my other kids. I've been a father 6 times.
Yes.
But with my young lad, Jack, he enables me to be a dad. Because I'm more relaxed now when things
Yes.
happen. And he just does things that kids do and you don't panic about it. So it's great and I have fun. And besides, okay, I'm lying. I hate children. I just like playing with Lego.
Oh, so, oh my goodness. But I mean, because most kids would think that having a comic dad means in the house it's always fun. Even if they, how do you teach them about the real world? Because
Well, my wife actually does that. She's very, very good about that. But kids learn the real world, and you've got to just try and be focused with them, you know?
Yes.
And you just plod along and try and support them. My young boy, Jack, now, he does his thing. I got a boy in London who's busking in London,
Yes.
plays guitar.
Wow.
He's got 6 strings, by the way.
wow,
Plays guitar.
not that.
Yeah, and he said to me,
what
I
is
want to be a
that?
busker. And I said, carry on, be a busker, do your thing.
Do
my
your
other boy's
thing.
in sales. 2 of my boys are in the business,
Yes.
behind the cameras. So they do what they do. And it's important to allow your children, because my father forced me to become a tradesman. It was just the way life was. You will become a tradesman.
Yes.
So I become this tradesman, and I hated it. I completely hated being a tradesman.
Yeah.
You know, so
we-
eventually I just said, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And then I became a comic.
But when you look at the industry today, I mean, comedy has become such a big career for a lot of comics in South Africa.
Well, it's
Every
massive,
other top
massive.
show has a comedian in it.
Absolutely.
Be it radio, TV, a variety show, except this show. There's
Comics,
always- yeah.
well, that's a point in thing. Maybe you should make a plan.
Yeah, we
but
should, I
comics actually are social commentators, you know?
I mean, they host real shows like Saaiman, they host the Metros.
Absolutely,
they
we
host
can do
everything.
that. Most comics, I know, they can actually work on their feet. They make a plan. That's what they do. You have to be diverse. I do MC. I do my corporate shows. I do concerts. I do whatever. So people want to laugh because times are tough and people want to laugh. So what can you do? Comics, I think, are
They run the world.
poets of the
Yes.
new world. Yeah, they're just
But
showing what
how do you
happens
then weigh your crowd?
on a scale. How do I weigh my crowd? When you get on stage, you've literally got 30 seconds to make it happen. So usually my opening line, if I'm working, I just did Sydney Opera House.
Wow.
So I walk out there, there's 2,000 plus people there. I walk out and my opening line, yes, I'm South African, give me your wallet. Boom, I've got them.
You've got them.
Here, I will go on stage maybe and say, did you know that for every success there are 12 failures? So I'm telling you this joke for the 13th time.
Wow.
So that's how you get, as long as your first gag goes, you're all right. But sometimes, I mean, we're in the business here. You know, sometimes things are a bit tough. We have to ad-lib, we have to make a plan. So when it's not working so well, you find another path very, very quickly. I'm very fortunate that I don't work through a script. So I have a beginning, a middle-ish, and an end. And in between I go up and down.
And you find and you look for it as you go.
And I remember, this is a great comic in South Africa called John Vlismus. And he came to me one day after my show. I
love
didn't
him.
even know. So do
He's
I. Everybody
crazy.
loves him. He's
He's
good.
crazy.
Really nice guy. He looks like a representative of the devil.
Yes, he does.
But he's a good
He looks
act.
like a
He's a
demon.
really nice guy. I'd leave my
Yeah.
kids with him. And he actually said to me, what do you do when you struggle? And I told him some advice I learned from another comic who told me. He said to me, when you're struggling, you tend to speed up on stage. But what you should do is,
Slow
if you're
it
struggling,
down.
you slow down back to first gear and then slowly build up again and go and go and go. And then you've got them back again.
Right.
It's important. And for me, it's very important that a guy called Johnny Noble, who also was influential in my start,
Yes.
he said to me, if you keep it clean, you will always be in the scene. There
But
I am,
what is keeping it
34
clean?
Well, I don't swear on stage. I don't do politics. I don't do big religion. I don't do that. People come to my shows, and I'm very fortunate in this fact that from 8 to 88 people come to my shows. I've had 4 generations of families coming to my show at one time. And right across the spectrum of South Africa, you know, I make a plan. So I work my shows according to my show now, for instance, is Evolver. It's called Evolver. And that's what it is. I evolve with the audience as we go along. I walk on, tell a joke, hi, how are you doing? Fantastic, da-da-da. What do you do? Bang. And then we go from there. So we evolve the jokes. And I like to bring my audience in with me.
Yes. What's the danger with political and religious jokes?
It'll be terrible for me because I don't do it. So I don't enjoy political jokes at all. I just don't enjoy it. So that's another genre of comedy. It's like jazz and hip-hop
but
or
it's
whatever.
quite popular amongst the young.
Well, it is popular amongst the young.
That
but
part.
as you get older, I believe personally, and I've stuck with it all my years, you enjoy life instances that happen. And I don't, you know, politics, you tell a joke about politics, tomorrow it's gone. I can write the stuff about politics every day or whatever.
Yes.
So, but I don't like it. So the danger is you've got to keep on writing that particular stuff. I write my stuff every day.
Would you ever do something like a roast? Where
A roast.
comedians come together?
I usually steam. In fact, I am. I got called it. Sorry, Joe. He's very sharp. Joe, I like that, Joe.
Show, you know?
I don't know. They asked if they could roast me, and I said, look, you know, I'm not a saint, but I said I'll gladly be roasted if you don't use massive vulgarities and all that. I'm one of the boys. Off stage, I'd make it happen. But on stage, I have a thing that I do. I keep it clean. So, and if they roasted me, they can't start swearing at me and doing stuff like that. I said, you can gently grill me if you want.
Yes.
Because it's healthier.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we did that. So I got grilled.
I'm going to leave it there for now.
Okay, it's cool.
Yes. I'd like you to share your jokes or your lines by keeping it clean on hashtag The Weekend Edition, Facebook, The Weekend Edition, Instagram and Twitter, The Weekend on 3. And let me know your thoughts about keeping it clean, political jokes, and what the comedy scene looks like now. See you after the break as we go to the kitchen and make some food. Happy Saturday. See you now.
It's a weekend.
Welcome back to the Weekend Edition. I've got a very special guest here sitting next to me. Young lady doing amazing things. Zandile. Soft tea.
Soft tea.
Tisani. Not
That's right.
Tisani,
Not
but Tisani.
Soft tea.
Tisani.
Pretend there's an H there. It's not really, but pretend.
And you're a filmmaker, right? And you've just done a short film. Tell us a bit about the short film.
So the short film is called Style Diary Yeoville. And it's a film I made when I was still living in Yeoville. And it was also at the height of the whole kind of street style explosion. And I just felt like there was a whole kind of community of people who weren't being looked at. Street style tends to be confined to like gentrified spaces. So I just wanted to look at a different kind of street style.
So wait, you said when you used to live in Yeoville, how far back was this?
I shot the film about a year ago.
Oh, so it's recent.
Yeah.
I remember taking my dad to, because he remembers town and how like Hillborough and Yeoville used to be sort of like the Santons of Joburg, and now it's just turned into something else, and you've got a lot of, it's become like a sort of cultural melting pot of Africa.
Absolutely.
What was your experience like living in Yeoville? What is it like now?
Look, there's a very strong immigrant community, particularly West African immigrant community.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's changed from being the Santon of Johannesburg, but I think there's still a lot going on in Yeoville that's still very interesting to me, and I think still reflects what urban Johannesburg is, which is essentially it's a space that's run by immigrants and locals and the whole kind of mixture between these cultures.
Wow. All right. Well, we're going to take a look at the actual a clip of the short film, and then we'll chat some more about it after we take a look. Have a look at this.
They say when you arrive in Italy, live like Italians. When you are in Germany, live like Germans. So that's the root of Yeoville.
quick look. The film itself is actually, how long is it?
It's about 3 minutes long.
Right.
Yeah.
So, just talking a little bit more about the movie, what did you pick up about the styles in Yeoville, and or what will the viewer pick up, and what are some of the influences that you picked up or you noticed?
I think one of the great things about living in Yeoville is kind of the opportunity to really live in a cosmopolitan African society. And I really enjoyed being able to access, you know, Congolese food, being able to access, you know, Cameroon. Yeah. That kind of thing is really exciting to me. And then further than that is the way that people dressed was really inspiring to me, you know. You're talking about people who don't have a lot, but every morning they really pull themselves together in a way that, to me, I found really inspiring. And it was also very different to what we're used to seeing in street style fare. I mean, locally, our understanding of street style is whatever looks closest to Brooklyn or whatever looks closest to Paris.
Yeah.
And I think there's a whole different language of dressing that you see in Yeoville and other smaller communities, and I really like that.
And is there like a whole new fashion sort of sensibility rising up out of that, or?
I think it's always been there, actually. Yeah. I just think that we're not interested in it because it's not Santon, but it's definitely always been there.
Yeah. Okay, I always ask this, the process of making a short film, it's obviously less expensive than a feature film. Was this a costly exercise for you? Did you have to go out and get funding, or how did you fund it?
It's still, I mean, it's still a costly exercise because you still kind of need the same scale of equipment for much smaller, for a much shorter period of time.
Yeah.
So per second, it's actually more expensive,
wow,
right, than making something that's longer form. We funded this through the production company that I work with called Good Cop. And we also got a lot of favors. I mean, there was a lot of kind of hustling and begging to get this done, but we managed to do it.
Yeah.
We also were lucky enough to collaborate with a platform called Casimir, who were really helpful in coming in and doing our post-production, and the film was actually flighted on their website first.
All right. Now, usually short films, people make them because maybe they're trying to there's a short story for a much bigger story. Are you trying to turn this into a much bigger film? What was the purpose of doing the actual film?
I would love for this to be a series. I'd love to do Style Diary Fordsburg. I'd love to do Style Diary Kliptown.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely a way of introducing me and my aesthetic and my particular vision, and also to kind of introduce the potential for a series.
Right.
Yeah.
You studied, it seems like everyone we talked to studied at UCT. Like, what is it about UCT and the film school there?
I don't know. I think the thing about UCT and the film school there is that your parents still get the status of having a UCT student.
Right.
And you still kind of, so you kind of slip through that the status.
Being a woman, I mean, you're a young woman in this sort of business trying to break through. Would you say that the challenges you face are different from men?
Yeah, I would say they are different.
What is it like being a woman filmmaker? Or
I feel like you have to talk a little bit louder sometimes, and sometimes you have to ask for things twice, whereas a man might have only had to ask for it once.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. But I mean, I don't really have a problem asserting myself, so I've been okay so far.
Okay, all right. And tell us a bit about some of the other projects you're working on. You brought one of your muses here, who's off camera.
Yeah, I'm working on a documentary for a series called I Am Woman, and I'm making it about a friend of mine, Young. I'm also in the process of finishing off a series that I made a pilot for. Yeah. Can't talk too much about it, but it might be on television soon, potentially on the web. What else am I working on? And I'm still writing on a couple series here and there.
You've won also a number of awards, right? You've got 2 SAFTAs?
As part of a team, yeah. So.
So it's not yours alone.
No,
it's like how big was it? You have to keep a portion of a SAFTA. Okay.
I have a little smidgen of a SAFTA.
Right.
For writing on Umlilo, and for writing on Those Who Can't.
Wow.
They got best script writing team for drama and best script writing team for comedy, respectively.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
We brought you on because we're watching you.
Thank you.
Keep watching. And good luck with all your future endeavors as well.
I appreciate that.
Don't forget us when you make the next Star Wars.
I'll try not to. I'll try not to.
All right, man. Now, don't forget the Weekend Edition. We are live and in action on social media. Get at us on Twitter. We are at The Weekend on 3. That's both Twitter and Instagram. And of course, Facebook, The Weekend Edition. There's also hashtag, what is that again, Kanye? Hashtag?
The Weekend Edition.
There we go, hashtag. You see, I'm not good with social media. I'm not, so hashtag The Weekend Edition.
How many followers you got?
I think 2. We'll be right back.
It's a weekend. It's a weekend.
Welcome back. We're in the kitchen. As I promised you, loads and loads of food. But I've realized, Sue, that there's small guitar, small eggs. What's going on? Everything is just shrinking.
To fit your budget, Gani.
Ooh, we're getting it today, hey?
Sorry.
All right, talk us through what's going on here. What are we making?
Okay, so I said we want this to all end on a beautiful sharing board so that all of us can dig in and chat and catch up and chow. But the first thing we're going to do are some beautiful salmon, chive cream cheese, and egg bruschetta. So that's going to be the first component of our board.
So bougie, okay.
Bougie, it's all the
Say that again, somewhat.
So chive cream cheese bruschettas with salmon and quail's egg. And it actually just is some salmon eggs
salmon
and
and
chive
quail's
cream
egg.
cheese.
Yeah.
It's just because I threw the quail's egg in there.
You can't say salmon with quail's egg. You have to go like,
Sorry.
it's quail.
It's quail. With quail.
Okay, quail.
I like the word
bruschetta.
bruschetta. What does bruschetta mean?
So bruschetta.
That means you lie in French.
Are you,
Really?
I'll tell you now. If you carry on packing that egg into the pan there. I know you.
I've never done this.
I know you can. I know you can cook.
Oh, this is cool,
ooh.
Small eggs.
It's like I feel like I'm cooking pigeon's eggs or something. Like it's so okay.
Well, then don't get into a flap.
It's just little. So first things first, I've got some prepared already, but we're basically going to take our baguettes, we're going to slice it, brush it with some olive oil.
Please explain what a bruschetta is.
So your bruschetta is the word that you would use basically for when this is toasted and crispy.
It's just toasted rolls.
It's toasted French baguette.
Okay, cool.
You're so hard to teach today.
No, I just want to get it right. I want to impress my woman at home.
Just
you know?
say bruschetta, she'll be impressed.
Cool.
So we would carry on and do this, but as I say, I've got some ready because I don't want those eggs to overcook.
Okay.
So when they come out, you want a light crunch and golden color on your
They look delicious. Like I could have that with coffee.
Yeah. What's the temperature and
so
how long?
180 degrees under the grill. So the grill's actually going to be on. Leave the door open slightly of your oven so that it doesn't burn. You get all that smoke, and you've got to keep an eye on it, a beady eye. So it's probably going to take kind of a minute and a half each side.
Okay.
Just keeping an eye on those.
Okay.
Then what we want to do, Barry, I know you're an avid cook. Can you give that a quick chop?
Yeah, I want to see his
for me?
knife action. Let's check it.
Wow. Chad, maybe I'll get you to do it next time.
You go, Matthew.
He's not a cook. Look at him. He's butchering your chives.
No, I'm not.
Perfectly.
That's a
I see the
perfect chive.
technique
You
with
can
his
see that it's
fingers.
absolutely fantastic.
No, he knows what he's
I'm
doing.
just sitting down and I'm doing it. And I want to tell you, you should be very, very careful when you're making a plan in the kitchen. Because
move the
if
knife
you're
out the way.
talking to your wife and cooking at the same time, things like this can happen. So there we go.
That didn't happen now, though, did it?
No, it didn't happen. No, that's an old wound.
Sorry.
But it happens. I was talking to my wife and she's... And you know, being a man, you can't sort of cut your finger and go like... I just sort of cut my finger. I cut it, I looked at it, I casually wiped it. The thing, because I didn't want the oaks from MasterChef to say you put blood in it.
Yes.
So I pushed it all away, and then I fainted.
So my chives have gone into the cream cheese that Barry so beautifully chopped for me. I'm going to give that a mix. You always want to season salt and pepper.
Shouldn't you have made the chives finer, though? I feel like Barry did a lazy job.
Depends how you want it.
It's his way. It's a custom way.
It's a rustic thing here, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, Joe, you should have cut, but it's fine. It's fine.
I feel like, no, okay. They look like huge blades of grass, but go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Was it too rough for you?
I'm just so nice. I'm so nice. I was like, I'm going to be cool, keep the peace in the kitchen today. So this is really simple. You want to just get a nice rounded scoop of this where you use your finger. Get that onto one side of your, not Barry's finger.
Right.
We want to take a ribbon of our salmon or smoked trout, so whichever one you can find.
I love how she says a ribbon.
I'm going to pop that onto that so that cream cheese will hold it.
Okay.
We've got some eggs that are done, so I'm going to take this pretty little baby.
Sunny side up.
Sunny side up.
Yeah.
It's going to go over there.
Quails.
And then we obviously need to give that a little dash.
It looks great,
You see, this is where the size is perfect. I knew.
Do you put the
That
yolk?
goes on there.
Okay.
And that's one of our little snacks. So once this board is compiled,
we can all eat.
Thank you, Joe. At the end of the show, we'll have a whole selection
you guys go make a cup
of
of tea.
beautiful bites. And are you going to stay here?
I'll stay with
Okay.
Do you know what this reminds me, if I may say? I went to one of those Yeoville cuisine dinners where you had like 14 pieces of food over 3 hours.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes, I know
you know, I'm from Cape Town, I'm from Joburg, or whatever you want. I'm a normal guy. So the chef comes out, a French guy, who was in Mauritius, and he like said to us, so I've prepared this fantastic meal over 14 courses. Yeah. What do you think about the beautiful food? I said to him, listen, bro, a small piece like this on every plate. Why didn't you just put it on one plate?
And then
we could have eaten and gone out for a jolt.
Right.
But I guess
he didn't think that was funny either.
So guys, we want to play a really cool game. What's the name of the game again? We're always introducing these new games. I think this is called What Would You Rather?
What would you rather?
Yeah, what would you rather, okay? This is directed at the three of you. Kanye, you feel free to chime in. Suellen, you can as well.
Take a deep breath.
It's just to have a little bit of fun. Would you rather gently make love to DJ Fresh or Julius Malema?
I reckon Fresh, because exactly for the name.
He's fresh.
Yeah, I'll probably go Fresh.
You go.
And because Julius Malema...
I'd go for Julius because of the
You know why?
talk.
Because he wants everything for free.
Ooh.
That's a little political joke.
Matthew, you say Fresh, why?
I would go Fresh. I don't know. I just feel like
Because
it's
he's
a
just
nicer,
cool, man.
He's fresh.
And you can admire the tattoos on his back. I don't know how people tattoo their back.
Okay, here's the second question. This is something I discussed on my radio show the other day. Would you rather high-five your father or gently hug and hold him?
Gently hug and hold him. I'm a girl. I'm affectionate like that.
No, we high-five, yeah.
You high-five, right?
Yeah.
What about you?
Me.
What kind of relationship did you have with your father?
Cool relationship, but at this moment in time, I'd low six him because I couldn't gently hug and hold him because he passed away 10 years ago.
Oh, man.
So that's cool. But that's life. He's a dad.
Of course, yeah.
You know, so, but you know, my
You
father...
low
he was,
six him.
I low six him because he's...
Oh, right.
Yeah, low
I'm like,
forget
low
it.
six, you have 6 fingers?
That's a line for a hip-hop song,
Is it just
though.
me?
Yeah, low
Yeah, I'm
six.
slow.
Oh, do not
happens,
jackets. I see.
What about you,
But I
Matthew?
mean, he was a cool guy.
I don't think I've ever high-fived my dad before. I mean, we
You're a hugger. You're a
don't
hugger.
do slow like
That's what DJ Fresh.
No, yeah, that's what we did.
Right.
We just do normal. Father,
Oh, you don't
son.
high-five.
Okay, the truth is going to come out, folks. I'm your dad.
There we go, there we go.
Now, your mother's...
There you
Your mother's
go.
been lying to you for all these years. It's just wrong.
You've been hugging a stranger. All right, final question. Action movie or romantic comedy?
Action.
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 Action?
Yeah.
I'm not against romantic comedies, but I mean,
They lie to
action
us.
is obviously... After hugging my dad, I need to go and watch a good action movie.
He loves me.
I feel like action movies have kind of lost their cool factor. Like, they don't do what they used to do for me anymore.
Yeah, you've probably
maybe
seen...
it's my age.
You've also seen quite a few of them, yeah, over a
No,
period
but Marvel
of time.
has taken over, guys. That action
Yeah.
from Marvel, that's
Yeah.
where it is now.
I agree.
Things that
You dress
transform
like-
like
Yeah.
our camera.
Yeah,
Transformer.
You keep on dressing like that, you're never going to get any romantic anything.
Action.
Good. I like the hoodie.
No, it's cool. I like the way
Romantic
you look like you're part of the hood.
I'll take this off. All right, I'm gonna take this off. Oh, no. Oh, okay. All right. Commit to the look.
Yes,
commit. You gotta
commit.
commit to the look. Okay, I'm gonna commit to the look.
Work.
Guys, thank you for playing that game. Very innocent game. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a short break. Chad Simon's gonna perform, right? What are you gonna be performing after the break?
A song called Remember Me.
Remember Me.
Yeah.
And don't forget social media, # The Weekend Edition, Facebook, The Weekend Edition, Twitter, Instagram, The Weekend on 3.
So how can you actually have a song called Remember Me when you haven't even seen it yet?
Remember the gun. Welcome back in my favorite corner of this whole apartment. He does not only sing or dress well, but you should see his band members. It's a group of beautiful boys that make beautiful sounds. They dress well, they look good, especially the pianist. You should see the pianist, like you should wait for that. Chad, what's happening?
I'm good. How are you?
Why are you blushing when I talk about the
No,
band?
I'm smiling. I'm just.
Hey, it's
I
beautiful
think I'm
voice.
blushing for my pianist.
Hey, but can you see him? He looks good, eh? He looks
Yeah, no,
good.
the guys they are styling. I'm not gonna lie.
But you are Mr. Thread. I mean, you like dress. Wow.
Thank you.
You do.
Thank
you
you.
won your career?
Well, for
That's
me.
how you got in the game? You won it?
Yeah, well, kind of. You know, it's been a journey. It's been fantastic. You know, I always just try and keep releasing music, try just keep bettering myself and evolving as much as I can. It's been a long journey. Started in Cape Town, then in Joburg, then in Cape Town, and yeah, it's been
And
good.
now you're back in Cape Town.
Yeah, man, it's been
How's
good.
the journey been? I mean, now the industry has changed.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of youngins making good music.
Yeah.
Hip hop has blown up.
Yeah.
Pretty boys coming out.
Yeah.
Is it easy now to get into the industry?
I'd say it's a good time to get into the industry if you know exactly what you do and you know what your sound is and you're really like confident about that.
Yeah.
Hip hop is so huge at the moment, which is fantastic because there's a lot of like, you know, hip hop is very lyrical and because of that you're getting out so much information and so many you're saying what you want to say. You know? And I feel like our hip hop industry at the moment is just amazing.
It is.
But I think for me, I mean, I'm pretty much in R&B and urban. It's things are kind of. I feel like genre is less of a thing now.
Yeah.
Because people would
It's
box.
art.
Yeah, people would box artists before, and now I feel like there's, you know, rappers are singing, singers are rapping. You know, rock artists have dance sounds.
Yes.
Dance artists have electric guitars.
Yes.
It's like.
It's a mashup
which is
of everything.
awesome because I've always believed in the genre of good music. That's it. Doesn't matter what it sounds like.
And your music is so good that you get to perform with an international artist like Tevin Campbell.
Yeah,
How
I
was
did.
that?
That was awesome. I did that last week.
Yeah.
It was really cool. We played at Grand Arena. Few thousand people, R&B lovers. I think, you know, as an R&B, you know, type artist, it's always amazing to do a big show to thousands of R&B lovers because
They sing along, they're in it, you can feel the energy.
Yeah, it's awesome. I had a great time with Tevin. It was the second time I performed with Tevin. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's becoming a thing.
Yeah, he's cool. So the promoters that brought him down, so last night I performed by myself and with my band, the Black Ties, as well.
So how does it work? An R&B artist at the Jazz Festival, the Cape Town Jazz, how does that work?
I played the Jazz Festival a few years ago, and I think the Jazz Festival has a stage that also isn't purely jazz. There's the outside stage, which is a bit more offbeat, and that's the stage we were on. But it was an awesome performance, awesome time. Came in with horn players and everything, and one of my probably more memorable gigs, yeah.
How long did you know that you could sing, or how old were you when you started singing?
Quite late, eh? Yeah, because your usual singer will say like, oh no, I've been singing since I was 6 or 7
3.
or 4 or 3, young Mariah with my hairbrush.
Yes.
No, I only realized I could sing when I was about 18.
What happened? Why?
I don't know, I started when I was 16, 17, but I was a soccer player.
Ah.
That's all I did. That was my dream. Like, I would...
To play soccer?
Yeah.
So what happened?
I thought I'd be sitting here as a soccer player, honestly speaking.
You do have a soccer player body, I must say.
Yeah, I still play, like, I mean, socially, but, so...
So they didn't choose you for any team?
Nah, I think I developed, like, slightly later, because I was a lot smaller and, like, shorter as well, and at the time when I needed to make a decision between music and football, music was looking a lot more promising. If I'd made the decision 2-3 years later, it probably would have been football.
But most parents have an issue with their kids when they start choosing sports and entertainment as a career. What did your parents say?
No, my parents were cool. I think my family's been the most supportive thing. My dad and my mom are both very proud, but my dad, he wanted to raise footballers. My brother played pro, my dad played semi-pro, so I was like the next one that was supposed to really, you know. And when I made the decision to do music and stop playing soccer, I think at first he was a little, okay, let me see how this goes, but then it went. He did say, you know, go to varsity, get a degree first before you go into music, and I did that, and then from then I did. The day after I graduated, I was a full-time musician. Yeah.
Now, in every show, there's always like, so how's the career? How did you come in? What was your memorable show? I don't want to know that. I need to know, what are you trying to create? So when we think of Chad in the future, what do I need to see or what do I need to understand about you?
For me, it's pretty simple. I want to leave a legacy. And I don't just want to affect people with my music. I want to affect people with music culture. So, like,
what is music culture?
I'd say growing the culture of music in South Africa, or especially in Cape Town now that I'm here again, like just more new acts, more new live performance venues, and I also co-own an artist management company, so we manage another 5-6 artists.
Nice.
So I mean,
What's it called?
It's called Stereotype Talent Management. So
Okay.
I'm pretty busy with that. Like, you know, just making sure the artists that we manage don't make the same mistakes that I made.
Yes.
You know, when I was growing up, for the first few years of my career, I had no mentors until I met Loiso, started writing for and with Loiso, till I met Danny K, then and Capello. They started becoming like my mentors, and just like, because they were older and just giving me tips on what not to do.
Did you write Brown Eyes for Danny K?
No, I wish I wrote Brown Eyes for Danny K.
It's a good song.
I did write the song with Loiso called World of Mine, yeah, which features Kulichana.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. But these, I mean, they're all great friends of mine now.
Yes.
So it's weird, like growing up and seeing Loiso. If you are R&B lover, you see Loiso and Danny K. They
And
are
you're like, whoa.
And you're like, these are like my
The
guys.
brothers,
And then one day I
yes.
just meet them, and I remember sitting with a guitar, and Loiso says to me, "Oh, do you write songs?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But I was very shy. But for some reason, I had my guitar, and he's like, "Play me a song." And I played him a song, and he was like, "Oh, wow, okay." Then he thought I might be lucky. He said, "Play me another song."
Oh.
So I played him the second song, and there he was like, "Cool,
Convinced.
we're gonna work together." And about 2-3 years afterwards, we ended up working together. Yeah.
So for a young songwriter who's
Yeah.
looking at you now,
Yeah.
what is the process of getting into the industry and writing for other artists?
I say the first key is to record your demos, get your demos done properly, lay down demos, and then start building relationships. I think product and relationships are so important, because I could come to you and say, I'm a songwriter, and we might be in a loud venue and not have the opportunity to. So get that demo down.
No,
and
but I
like,
don't like songwriters. You could be at a party.
And they want to give you that song in
and
your
they're
ear.
like, and I'm dancing there, and it's like, I write music.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? I write music. And you start singing the song, you're like, no, not like this.
Hands down, one of my most awkward experiences is when someone wants to like do some music with you, but you're in a club or a loud venue, and they press against your ear, and they say, let me just sing this, oh girl, oh shy, in my ear, while there's another song playing,
like, wow.
and it's just, no, please, yeah, stop, like, no. So get a demo done, and just build relationships. I think like the chances of a big artist coming to knock on your door at your house, it's pretty slim. So you got to get out there, find out where these are. I remember when I was starting out, I would check on Facebook where big artists would be performing, and I'd try and get into the VIP areas, and I'd try and get into and like get my demo in, and I'd be like, I remember giving Danny K my first single, because I knew someone who got me in backstage to his gig, and I was like, I'm Chad, nice to meet you. And I remember the CD was cracked, and I was like, I'm so sorry it's cracked. And he said to me, this is how a demo's supposed to look. Thank you. Listen to it, called me back the next day.
Wow.
And he was like, I love the song, who did this, who did that. So
Drive.
yeah, so for me, like, you have to like really be progressive about, because there's another artist out there singing better than you or just as good as you. There's another writer out there, there's another dancer, whatever you do, but it's the process and the attitude and the drive that's gonna set someone ahead. I always felt like, I mean, I never rated myself as the best singer for, I mean, I still don't.
A long time.
I know what I do, I work with what I have.
I
but
think you're good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I needed to add extra things to my ammunition, you know, so I worked harder than the next guy for years and years. And that kind of eventually gets you where you need to be. Yeah.
I'm a perfectionist in most things that I do. So as a writer, when you write a song for an artist and they sing it horribly, how does that feel? I'd probably cringe every time I hear it on the radio. I'm like, that's not how
Look,
it goes.
I would like to be able to approve the song before it goes out, but it's not always that.
It's not that
easy.
Yeah.
Because you want, but I've learned to not be 100% holy about my art.
Okay.
I leave it like 20% for other things, you know. So if it is a case like that, and I know it's a big song, and it's still gonna go out and affect people in a good way, and they might not have sung it in the way that I would have, I'll let it go.
Okay, so I'd like you to perform a song.
Okay.
And in the song, as you perform it, please don't forget me.
I won't.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll
because
remember
the song
you.
is called Remember Me.
Yeah.
So
I
don't
won't.
forget me.
I won't.
All right, let's do it. Here's Remember Me.
Call it freedom. Let's run into the night we human being. Out of hand, but we hold it tight, living and dreaming. in colors that are bright. We light up the world tonight. We're visionaries, but we living in the now. We ready, steady, and we'll go loud and we proud like 2020. We even see the sounds. Who's gonna stop us now? Don't you forget, my love, things that you're dreaming of. Reach to the stars and galaxies. And when you land, my love, I got your back for good. So now remember me. No limitations. We live our life in faith and confirmation. Comes knocking every day, we in amazement. We're doing it again. Deja vu on the trend. It's like we breathe in a different air. Your journey starts and knowing you're there. Let's raise our glasses, standing on the edge of victory and accomplishment. Here we go, say, don't you forget, my love, things that you're dreaming of. Reach to the stars and galaxies. And when you land, my love, I got your back for good. So now remember me. One more time. Don't you forget, my love, the things that you're dreaming of. Reach to the stars and galaxies. And when you land, my love, I got your back for good. So now remember me. Said this could be a lonely road, but I won't let you go. This could be a lonely road, but I won't let you go. Here we go. So I need you guys to sing a little something with me.
All right.
Kanye, you good over there?
I'm over here.
Joe, Matthew, ready?
Yeah!
So it goes like this. Here we go, say. Remember, 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 remember. You guys say, remember, 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 remember. Kanye, where you guys say, remember, 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 remember. Don't you forget.
Remember to keep it on social media and see you when we come back.
It's a weekend, It's a weekend,
Welcome back to the weekend edition. We're hanging out with my man Barry. During the break, we were talking about so much stuff, man.
Yes.
Like, where do we start?
How did he get his name? How did he get his name as Barry?
Okay.
Well, actually, it's funny enough. You don't choose your name. You know what I'm saying? You're there growing in your mother's womb, and they decide.
In show business, you choose your name.
You can choose
I chose
your
my name.
You chose your name?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fat
cool.
Joe. You think I was born Fat Joe?
Well, I don't know. Actually,
That's why I asked him, how did he get his name? Is it a stage name or is it his real name?
But it's PHAT.
That's right.
So you're telling them somewhere you almost got a degree. A PH.
Almost, right, yeah. Almost.
So, almost got a degree. So my real name is David, but my mum insisted on calling me Barry because that's my second name. Barry.
Right.
So people often talk about it. They say, so how did you choose your name? You don't flip and choose your name. Your parents decide.
Right.
So you're born and your parents goes,
that's
Barry.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I was fuming as a child. When I was born and I heard my father say, this is Barry, I was cross with a sec. I thought, how dare you name me when I didn't speak to him for 2 years.
But you were telling us how the story about your mom. I didn't get it. Yeah, it went over me.
Oh, bro, this.
But you got it. I'm slow. It's early in the morning, guys. But you never use. Yeah, we add little things for it. Yeah.
Sorry.
What is in here? Is this mint?
It's mint.
It's mint, right? Your mom didn't like nicknames.
She didn't like nicknames, yeah. So people, she didn't want me to be called Dave, so she called me Barry. So people now call me Baz.
Is that the nickname for Barry?
That's the nickname. But do you know what the worst is? If you go on holiday in Plettenberg Bay over Christmas,
yeah,
the Jewish people there, which confuses me a bit because it's not their holiday, they shorten your name even more. And this really happened to me. And I'm a normal guy. We worked out a normal guy. So this woman comes to me. She said, "How's it, Bear?
Bear?
It's nice to see you in Plettenberg Bay, Bear. How's it? Are you staying at the Beacon Isle, the BI?" I said, "No, I'm actually staying at the CP, the caravan park." She thought I was just like, "Hello, how's that?"
You do it very well, eh?
Well, absolutely.
You're feminine.
Well, I wanted to sit next to you, but you wouldn't allow me to.
No, of
Yeah,
course
no, I
not.
want to sit in the middle.
Now, I want to talk about your comedy, but before that, you were mentioning your parents. And we were talking about how your father, his reaction to you deciding that you want to do comedy.
Oh, he disowned me, basically.
Really?
Really?
You've done a trade, boy. I've organised it that you can become a tradesman and you will always have a roof over your head.
This is so
and
classic,
this and
yeah.
that, and then don't. So when I became pro, I was actually working just down the road, Arthur Seat Hotel.
Right.
Okay? And
you were an electrician.
I was a maintenance manager. I was a terrible maintenance manager because I hated being an electrician because my parents or my dad forced me to do
He
that.
found this great, safe
this
job
is good for you, son.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Even though I
Organize something
hated
right.
it. And my brother, who became a businessman later on, he was also an electrician.
Right.
Go figure. So then I decided one day I can't do this anymore, and I stopped.
Yeah.
And
he disowned you.
Oh, man.
He said,
I went to my dad and said, "Dad, I got
son."
my first gig." He said, "Get out." I was out the house already. He told me, "Get out. Get out of my house.
Yeah.
You're not my son." So after about 3 months, one of his friends went to him and said to my dad, "You know, Jack," that was his name. His mother told him he's Jack. He didn't like that either.
didn't like, yeah.
So,
He was Jack.
yeah, he's Jack.
Jack.
So
Yes,
his
Jack.
friend said to him, "Jack, you need to go see your boy work." And my father did that classical thing. "I've only got one son."
Oh, wow.
And then my...
Right.
So the guy says to him, "Now listen to me closely now. You need to go see your boy work."
Right.
So my father comes to the show, unbeknownst to me. I'm on stage.
He's at the back.
He's at the back, yeah, and I'm smashing this place.
Like the room
Who's
is
the
on
first
the floor,
person
yeah.
that comes to me after the show?
Papa.
My dad. And it's my son. I taught him everything.
Oh, Daddy.
And I said, "Dad, really?" And so, yeah.
But that's incredible.
And you know the sad part about it
yeah.
is, he didn't live to see me become, if I may be so bold, famous.
Wow.
He saw me when I was still
Starting,
churning away at things, then he passed.
But at
And my
least he
mum
was supportive and he was
Well,
on the
half of the
bandwagon-ish.
Yeah.
They would say, if I was having a bad run in the beginning, my father would say, "You know, don't forget,
Yeah.
you're a tradesman." And Dad, please, man, I don't want to be a tradesman. I want to be a comic.
And another conversation, because like you have so many stories.
It's because I'm old.
You retell the story of how you went overseas and what happened to you when you went to the UK.
Yeah, I went to the UK. So I remember earlier on I told you that I just pretend I was from Liverpool.
Right.
To get a job here.
Here, right.
Here. So now, late 89, 90s, I went to England. And I was smashing it. I was really doing well because I was different from the other guys, the British guys. Excuse me. And
did you have to do an accent, or you
no,
went there
not,
as
not at
Barry
the
from
moment.
South Africa?
I went
right.
there and I did my thing. I didn't say I was from South Africa because I just did my thing. I wanted to be a comic. And I got awarded some stuff. I won 2 or 3 competitions there. And then I went to this huge stage that I was allowed to go to a place called Jersey to do these massive shows. And I opened, when I was there,
right?
I opened for Billy Connolly, for Bob Monkhouse, I opened for the Supremes, I opened for all the huge acts at the time.
Right.
I was the opening act.
Yeah.
But just before I went to Jersey, somebody phoned me and said, "I've got a gig for you." "Oh, that's cool, thank you very much." And then this woman said to me, "You have a strange accent." And I said, "Yes, I'm from South Africa." And it was like this silence on the phone. And then she said, "Look, I can't give you the job,
Wow.
And I said, "Why?" She said, "But can I ask you something?" I said, "Please." She said, "Are you...
What is that?
And I said, "Yes, I'm a white guy."
Yeah,
and she said, "Well, there we go. I can't give you the job because you're a racist." And I said, "But hold on, how do you know that? Are you from South Africa?" "Yes." "Are you white?" "Yes." "Therefore." And then it just went downhill from there. So I couldn't. People said, "Oh no, you're South African."
So your phone stopped ringing, your booking stopped.
I got paid off at Durham University. Okay, you've been paid off.
Yeah.
I drove all the way to Durham University, walked on the stage, 1989. Walked on the stage with all these students, and I said, "Hi, I'm from South Africa." The guy got up, walked up to me, said, "Get off the stage. Here's your money. Leave. We don't want racists here." And I went like, "Wow." So now my answer, if somebody says to me now, "You're a racist," yes, 100 meters. But I wasn't as sharp in those days. So then
Slow 100 meters,
then I pretended to be a Liverpudlian. So I spoke like that again.
Yeah.
And then I started getting work again because I was still as funny,
right.
but now I spoken. And then it just wasn't real to me. And I thought, no, I can't do this, man. I can't. This is who I am.
Yeah.
So I came back to South Africa.
And now you
I've never been so happy in my life.
Yeah, you're selling out venues. You don't need an opening act. You're not opening for anyone. It's just your name. Boom.
Boom.
Every venue you're selling out.
I love
That's
it.
incredible.
I'm very blessed. You know.
And 150 shows a year.
Do you find that you make more money now than you ever did before, or is it kind of? Was there a year where it was like, whew, that year?
There was one year that was just stupid money, but unfortunately, Previn Gordon found out about it. And actually, it was Trevor Manuel. I hate you, Trevor.
Right, yeah, right.
No, I made good money, and I make good stuff, and I make enough to sustain a nice living. That
Don't be modest.
No, hold on. I do well, but I make enough that I'm happy at my job because I don't want to. Like when I was an electrician, you have to work 200 hours a week or a month or something to get X. As a comic, hey, this is what I do. My shows get bigger. Somebody says to me, "Can you do this? It's a bit far. We have to fly you. We have to fly you to France." I went to Cannes. I went to Cannes to do a show.
Beautiful.
For 1 hour.
Beautiful.
They flew me from Joburg, business class, to Cannes.
Yeah.
I did the gig. I got on a plane the next morning and flew back.
Beautiful.
And I got paid money. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing.
Money.
Wow. So that's cool. So now I can choose. Yes, I can. I won't do that. I want to do this. I want to do that. So
and you don't ever see yourself retiring, right? Just you're going to do this till the wheels fall off.
Oh, George Burns carried on till he was 99, and he was still funny.
Yeah.
I like to do other things. I write a lot. I do a lot of copy.
Yeah.
I write for folks, and I just like to do things. I want to be a TV host. So if you don't mind, would you just leave, both of you? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Barry Hilton Show. I'm interviewing this gentleman over here and this beautiful young lady.
You just asked us to leave. You see, that's the first mistake. You don't tell your guests to leave.
No, it's cool. So I'm very, very fortunate. I dig my job, man. I have a great life, and it's you want to make serious money, then get serious. I make enough to be cool.
Just cool. Just going back to how your career started, many people don't know who your inspiration was. Who was your...
Richard Pryor,
there you
the
go.
king, man. Now, isn't it weird? Because I don't swear on stage and all that. But Richard Pryor,
vulgar,
no,
right?
Geez, he was like, sure.
But his original act was very clean.
Well, can I tell you that? That's a funny thing.
Actually, him and Bill Cosby were like...
No, let me tell you. He was on the Johnny Carson show, Richard Pryor, and other shows like that. And he was the token guy.
Yeah.
Okay, and he came on in a suit and spoke very nicely and just spoke simple and effective jokes.
Yeah.
And then one day Richard Pryor said, "I can't do this anymore." So he went and he walked off stage, and then he went to Hollywood, right? And then he got a gig at Hollywood. He walked on stage and did Richard Pryor.
I think I've seen that show. It's like it was a small theater,
and the people just walked out because they were like,
"What is
can't
this?"
say these things. And then he also dipped massively, but he refused to let go, and he went back to the clubs. And
built himself back up. Yeah,
Richard Pryor. So he was himself. He was his own person, and that's great. It's important to be your own person.
And what besides that, what resonated with you about him?
Just the way he did things. Like he would say something, and then after the fact, he would give the look.
Yeah.
Where other comics will say da da da. It's a deadpan type joke, you know. Richard Pryor did the look and a bit of like.
Yeah.
So, and I saw myself in that. I thought, wow, you know, that's me, man. That's
this
my
is the
style.
70s, so how is it that
80s.
you were... Or 80s. How were you getting Richard Pryor tapes
Well,
in the 80s? What,
I was getting them
were you
sort
smuggling? How was this
of...
working?
I wouldn't say that.
Were you breaking the law? What was going on?
Huh? No, I just got the tape. Somebody showed me these tapes and I just went, wow,
How?
this guy's brilliant.
Who's that body?
I'm not going to tell
just
you.
let it
What is
go.
this, the
All right.
Fifth
I
Amendment?
don't know.
You know?
So I just got it. And Richard Pryor, man, he was just great. So, and he was different from everybody else. And the only guy that was similar was Billy Connolly. So I thought, wow, Billy Connolly. So that was my plan, and I went to go work in England, and I actually opened for Billy Connolly. Yeah. And he changed my whole life, Billy Connolly, really. Because those days, I was doing jokes, because I grew up listening to the Biltong podcast. Two guys walk in a forest, and the one says.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Billy Connolly actually came into my change room. I'd just done my set, and he was about to go on stage to do his set. This monster. And he actually said to me, you know what? You're very, very funny, and you've got a lot of talent. Stop telling jokes. Talk about life, and you're going places.
Right.
And I was like, Billy Connolly just told me that. Wow. And
That's
that was
incredible.
cool for me, yeah. So then after that, I actually came back to South Africa, because it was my last sort of big gig.
Right.
So and then I came back to South Africa, and that's what I did. I left the jokes behind. And I started talking
Telling
about
stories,
life and things like that. So, Billy Connolly, thank you very much if you're watching, Billy. I don't know where you are, but thank you. I'm very appreciative that you would even stop in my change room and say, wow. And if I may be so bold, there's a guy called Johnny Noble who started me off here in South Africa, always told me, always, always, always help the people who are trying to get up the ladder.
Right.
Give them a hand up.
Yeah.
Because they've got to get to the next rung themselves.
Absolutely.
So who should we look out for, seeing that you help people up the ladder?
Here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we've got a comedy club in Hermanus.
In Hermanus, of all places.
Well, I stay there. So we put on this comedy club once a month, and we've got some really cool guys. And this weekend we've got Stuart Taylor, but you don't have to worry about him. We've had a lot of guys. One of my personal favourites is a guy called Glenn Biederman Pam.
Is that a new name, or it's been around for a while?
He's around a while. He's starting to come on the television. Skulk, Poseidon, also very funny guys. Carl Weber. Lots of good guys.
We discovered Carl Weber when I was at Heart. He had never done comedy before, and we did this run at the...
guy.
Yeah, incredible, right, yeah.
Oh, man, we were in the club at the thing, and one person got a little bit rowdy, and I just loved the way Carl handled it. He was on stage, bang, 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 and she was getting rowdy, and he went, and sleep.
Very silently.
Good after Carl Weber. Good luck.
Barry, you're going to stick around. We could talk all day. You got stories for days. But we're going to be cooking up a storm. We got to get some food on this table. Yes. We've got some more performances coming up, and we've got more with our guests. Keep it locked on the Weekend Edition.
It's a weekend. It's a weekend.
Welcome back. You're watching the Weekend Edition right here on 3. So Sue asked me, do I cut well? And I said, no, I actually outsource. Honestly, I don't.
And Barry doesn't either.
No. I cut. My cutting is my style, bro.
It's your style.
I just want to say it's chopping.
Oh, is it not cutting? Yes, chopping, right.
Earlier we were
Chop
cutting.
I cut.
So you cut well. You cut well, Barry.
I'm a good cutter.
You're a good cutter. Chopping, not so much.
We chop something else. We chop more.
So what have you chopped there?
So I have got some fresh thyme, rosemary, and chives. So we're doing a corn, cheese, and chive muffin, which I think is beautiful in the morning. Lashings of nice salty butter. That's going to be another element that's going to go on the board. So if you prefer oregano, if you prefer sage, you can use that. So whichever herbs tickle your fancy. Most things go with cheese and corn, so this is going to be a goodie.
His mind is going into the gutter.
So you're going to make a...
Cooking herbs. Cooking herbs. All right, continue,
herbs.
No, I like herbs.
What we've done
best friend's called Basil.
You can use basil. I'm Joe focused.
I'm focused. I'm here.
So we've melted some butter into our pan, but let that cool slightly. Because we are going to add an egg to that. If your butter's too warm, obviously it's going to cook the egg.
Right.
But first things first, our herbs are going to go into the slightly warm butter.
Okay.
And the reason we don't want it too cold is because the butter would have gotten hard, but the
But it's still melted, it's cooling down.
It's melted, release those flavors, so we'll...
Right, releases the oil from the oregano and no, there's no oregano in this. Chive and thyme and okay.
But it does, absolutely, he's 100% right.
Can I just... There's some salt I chopped up earlier for...
You did a fine job.
I did a fine job.
No, he's the Korean. Can I have a whisk, please?
See how it runs. A whisk.
Thank you kindly. So,
Bravo, Tango, whiskey.
I'm going to pop that egg in and then whisk rather quickly.
Okay.
So we want that all beautifully mixed. And then we've got another wet ingredient element. Joe, if you can add onto that.
All right. What do you call this at this stage? Does it have a name?
So this is literally your wet mix of ingredients. Cool. And then equivalent to about a small tub of plain yogurt. So I'm just going to measure with my eye. That should be
I have big tubs. That's why I cut coarsely.
Do I mix this?
And just if you could whisk for me, please, Joe, that'd be amazing. Then the other things that we need: mature cheddar cheese,
Joe, can I just say
our corn.
I'm a bit worried about the wrist movement there for you.
You like it.
I think it's a very...
You're blushing.
A bowl.
It's nice. Whisk.
Wow. This has got a nice aroma to it. This is very...
I can smell it. It's fantastic.
Then into our bowl, we served some flour, some baking powder, caster sugar and salt.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to pop
finely
this...
chopped, I may add.
Very finely chopped. And then we're going to add our cheese and our corn. And then, Joe, I'm going to ask you if you wouldn't mind adding our dry ingredients. So...
What type of cheese is that?
So this is mature cheddar cheese.
Okay.
You want to use something that is a little bit stronger. I think the Gouda would just get lost.
Yes.
You can add some grated Parmesan if you want even more salty and punch.
And this is still called a wet mix at this stage?
That's still the wet mix.
All right, so we're folding it into this? Are we pouring it in?
Pour it in.
All right, cool.
And we're going to combine well. You see?
There you go.
We're still keeping those words.
Joe,
Sorry.
it's everywhere.
Yeah, sorry. I'm using the wrong utensil for this.
But you did an excellent mixing job, Joe.
Thank you.
Better, what you're saying is better than chopping. I know
I
how to take
I didn't want to say it. So we're going to get this mixed in. What you can do, if you're finding that your mix is a little bit dry... Did you take my yogurt away completely?
I shall bring
You're
the
the most
yogurt
efficient
back.
kitchen assistant, Kanye. Every week I think that.
Thank you. Cleanliness is close to what?
Godliness. So we get this nice and combined, and then I'm going to add just a couple of more spoons of our yogurt. Like so. That should do the trick.
Absolutely. Check
And then we've got a muffin pan, which... a muffin pan which we've greased.
Okay.
You can do normal-sized muffins, or you can use little mini muffins if you've got lots of the ladies coming over and you know that they won't eat more than a bite of carbs.
Could you not make like a little loaf out of it as well if you want
You could actually make a loaf out of it, absolutely. Okay. So I'm going to pass this on now and get... You've been packing away so nicely, don't you want an elbow grease?
Elbow grease.
Get Barry to do it.
I've got some already done. I want to get some
Where's
into
a knife?
tray.
I want to chop this quickly.
I want to get this into the oven. And as you can see,
that's the final.
This is the final mix. We can always just keep on adding some liquid. What you'll find, and I know this is going to sound crazy, wherever you are, where altitudes change, so up in Joburg things are even drier, you'll always add some more
yogurt.
More liquid, yeah.
Wait, you said liquid. What do you mean by liquid? Like what type of liquid?
your wet ingredients, so
Oh,
your
right,
yogurt,
right.
yeah.
Got you. Okay. And what do you call these muffins, by the way?
So cheese, corn, and herb muffins, and we've got some that have already been done. This goes into an oven which has been preheated to 180 degrees, 20 minutes, and you're good to go.
Best served fresh, or you got to cool it down for a bit?
You want to cool it slightly on a wire rack so that you don't get that moisture when you put it on a plate. But you want it warm because we need that butter to melt when we serve it. That's my favorite part, that salty butter melting into a warm muffin.
Speak about it, Saaiman.
So that's it.
I just love it when chefs do this, you know, it's really like cool, and they always tell you like, this is what thing. Imagine doing a program about children and you say, hi, I've got children, and I'll bring my 18-year-old and say, this is one I made earlier. Oh my goodness.
All right, so now Sue-Ellen, your name is like such a big tongue twister. What is the perfect accompaniment for these muffins?
Perfect accompaniment is either going to be, I spoke about the plain butter, but what's really nice is if you do some flavored butter or just some extra cheese. I actually wanted to say to you guys, you know, I spoke about the Parmesan earlier. Cut Parmesan into little blocks, and then just before you put this in the oven, stick a block in the middle of each one, because let that melt. And then for your rooibos butter, the way I do it is we would slowly melt like we were for the actual base of this. Skim off all that white stuff on the top that's the whey and the solids, and drop in a rooibos tea bag for like a couple of minutes. And then just give that a mixture, pop it in your fridge, and that'll set. So when these come out, you've got your beautiful Parmesan, rooibos butter. Your guests are going to be like, Wow, it's actually just a cheese corn muffin. Really. So, as I said, we're going to bake for about 20 minutes, 180 degrees.
What's away?
Should I open for you?
Yes, please.
What's away?
You said it's the way.
It's the way, so the protein solids in the butter.
The way in the butter. So that's how they got it in Cape Town. They're mixing and they say, away, my boo.
Chad is finished.
No way.
I would dip these in gravy. Can I dip it in gravy? Like,
No, it's fine.
That would be nice.
like just go decadent.
You know what?
Just
I
go.
wouldn't dip it in gravy, but I would dip it in a beautiful bowl of cauliflower soup. Think about that, the cheese, the herbs, cauliflower.
I had to
Instead of
think
just
about
like
that.
normal bread.
Cauliflower soup. No, you went two steps too fast.
That's obviously how Bob Dylan got one of his favourite songs. His mother cooked those and he put it in cauliflower soup and he wrote that song, Blowing in the Wind.
It took me a
Can you
while.
still stuck? I'm glad you're stuck. I'm glad you're stuck. Do you guys cook?
I do.
You said you're a good cook.
I do cook. And
What is your... You said boboti, right?
I do bobotie, I do curries, and I do whatever, and I do...
Joe's curries,
I do actually very large cut vegetables.
Obviously.
Yes.
Block
Otherwise, I might
squares.
get a fine from the cook.
Right,
Yes.
right. Matthew, do you cook?
I make toast and
Wow,
That's it.
bro.
spaghetti. No, my wife's too good at cooking. I don't even want to try and compete. So no, I can try. I can make
You make toast, right?
Plus
So,
the baked stuff.
it-
Yeah, I don't even actually make toast.
It's
I
your,
make
it's
spaghetti.
your, it's your
And
1
rice.
year anniversary and you're trying to do something special for
Or
your
go
wife.
somewhere
What do you-
special. Go out somewhere special. No, if I have to
You
really
go to
try,
that
then
place,
I'll...
2 for 1 night burger.
There you go. That's him.
Don't say that.
Chad,
Yeah, I can cook a bit.
Yeah.
What's
What's
your
your
dish?
dish? of
I
choice?
don't think I have a specific dish, but I enjoy cooking like more Italian style stuff. Yeah.
Okay. You do that for your lady? You're
Yeah,
lucky?
yeah.
Oh, look.
But it's not a special occasion when I
He
do
always has the most amazing women in his life. I don't know how he, like, I've never seen, like, whoever.
your flavor, son.
No, so I already have an image in my head. I'm like, you know,
yeah.
Chad
It's the same
cooking.
girl. Same girl you think
Oh,
it's-
same girl.
yeah,
Oh, okay, no, she's gorgeous.
Do you
Thank
sing
you.
to them all the time?
No, I don't sing to her that often. Yeah.
You don't sing to her
sing
in
to
the
one
morning,
girl?
good morning.
No, that's not how it goes when you date a singer. Eh? Just to let you, that's not how it goes when you date a singer. You don't wake up and
I
they're
thought
like,
you wake up and
good
they're like,
morning.
good morning. Ah.
No, it's like morning.
So you don't wake up and say, good morning.
No.
But Alicia
usually
Keys-
she wakes up before me. Firstly, the first
Alicia
point.
Keys says she swings to Swiss beats. I've heard Tamar
Every morning.
singing to well, every now and
No,
again.
I sing. I do sing to
Oh,
her.
okay.
You know, it's not like when. It's not planned. It's never planned.
you just
I often do like more like crazy shows for. So if I'm feeling like a bit, because yeah,
you perform
I get
for-
a
you
bit.
give her a set.
Yeah, I give her like
Nice.
performances, like but weird
be
ones
nice.
usually, like
Must be
Puts
nice.
his clothes on, folks.
Oh,
yeah.
must be nice.
No, I'm clothed for the performance.
Must be nice.
Matthew's like, not me. I'm usually naked.
Just with his
You did that with
ukulele.
Well, you see, he does it naked with that small little guitar. I'm saying nothing else.
Okay, and on that note, I think it's time for us to pay some bills. We love interacting with you guys. Keep the messages coming. We are on Twitter. It's The Weekend on 3. Same thing on Instagram. And, of course, on Facebook, just The Weekend Edition. The Weekend Edition?
Hashtag the weekend edition.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. There is that hashtag.
Must.
We'll be right back.
It's a weekend. It's a weekend.
Welcome back to The Weekend Edition. I'm joined here on the couch by my man, Matthew Mole. Beautiful performance early on, man, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Congratulations on everything. I can't believe you're 24.
24, yeah, I feel like it's not...
You don't
Young
look
as I
24.
was.
You don't look 24.
Really?
You look older than 24.
Thank you.
That's the only thing I've got to hold on to.
I don't feel good about that.
Yeah?
Thank you, though.
You know, you gotta start.
I hope yeah, I know. Hopefully, as I grow older, I'll just grow into the way I look, and I won't look like I look older.
Right. No, but congratulations on everything, man. You're 2 albums deep, right? 24 years old. Your debut album, what was it called?
It was called The Home We Built.
And it came out 2013.
2013, yeah.
The Home We Built. You had 3 Saaiman nominations for that. Your album went gold and platinum, right?
Yeah, the album went gold. One of the singles on the album went platinum.
Oh, the single went platinum, right?
Yeah.
Wow, man, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Big.
What about iTunes?
Mention everything.
You're like the iTunes god.
Nah, I don't know about that.
Well, they say that your bio says that your album was the first South African album to go #1 on iTunes, but it doesn't specify.
I think it was on the David's release. It went to #1, but that's because they just brought out pre-order and everything, so people could pre-order it, and on the David's release, all of a sudden it could kind of jump up to #1, I guess.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
But you're the first South African, so it makes it great.
No, I'm super
not?
honoured. Yeah, it's amazing.
Or
Thank
not?
you. No, I'm very excited about it. I mean, it's done a lot. It's done a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I'm very thankful for people.
Now, you've been getting a lot of flack for playing that little guitar. Is that a ukulele or
It's
what
called
is
a
this?
ukulele. It's actually a bigger ukulele than normal, but I play it because it makes me look like I'm...
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
and it sounds, the acoustics are amazing.
No, it's actually very nice. It's like, it took me a while to find one that you could plug in. So I mean, that's why I play this one.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah, it's different.
But traditionally, you're a guitar player, right?
I do. I play the acoustic guitar most of the time.
Yeah.
I play a bit of piano as well, and a bit of drums, and like a bit of everything. But I mean, mainly guitar. That's what I specialize in.
Yeah. Matthew Mole, that's your original name, right? That's such a Hollywood name, right?
No, that's my name.
Right, okay.
So I've never gotten the question, how did you come up with your name?
Right, yeah, because
You're not going to ask me that, are you?
yeah, I was gonna. How'd you come up with that name? What's your real name? I'm sure it's like some messed up long name. But how did you get your start in music? I mean, is this something your parents encouraged, or were you one of those kids who just gravitated to it on your own?
Yeah, so kind of. My dad has always played guitar ever since I was born. He's played it since he was a child. So he would always play around for fun, nothing serious. And then I saw him playing, and I'd be like, oh, I want to try to do that. You look really cool, Dad. Teach me how to do that. So he got me a guitar, and then he taught me how to play a few songs, and then he kind of got me started.
Did he ever record anything or take it seriously, like
he
performing?
never did.
So
No,
it was just a hobby for him?
For him, yeah. So I actually recorded a few songs that he's played, and we've played on stage together since I started playing shows. I mean, that's been cool for him, I think, to experience a bit more than just playing for a hobby.
That's
But
crazy,
I mean, it's just fun for him, yeah.
That's incredible, man. And your first album, obviously, it was sort of like a tribute to your family.
It was.
Explain the role that your family has played for you in your life, and how you tied that into that first album.
Well, the first album were all songs that I didn't write for an album.
Yeah.
So it was just songs that I'd written over like 3 or 4 years while I was at home.
Yeah, they say that first album takes a lifetime to write.
Exactly, yeah. The second one takes like a year or something.
Yeah.
Or supposed to. So yeah, so that first one, there was no plan to write an album. It was just me writing songs, and obviously all those songs were based on stuff that I'd learned from my family. But at the time, it was just like my parents and my sister, kind of, and I guess some of my close friends. So I mean, they've been a super supportive family. That's kind of what's been so big for me. They haven't forced me to go in any direction. They've just kind of, whatever I've chosen to try and do, which was songwriting at the time, or it was even just a thing for fun when I was writing songs when I was 16. They were super supportive, and they would just kind of like tell me, try this, like whatever you're open to try to do, just do it. And then they would support me. So that was what was so big, and that's why they kind of, that encouragement and that support I got from them really like just inspired the way that I saw life, and just kind of the way that I would write songs.
Yeah.
So that was huge.
And now you got your own family.
I do, yes.
You got married last year. Congratulations,
thank
man.
you, thank
Where was
you.
the wedding?
It was actually in Cape Town. I'm living in Joburg now, but it was awesome to come back home to Cape Town. It was just outside at a wine farm called Babylon store.
Right.
Just in front of
You gotta have it in a wine estate, right?
You do, yeah.
Like I'm having those wine estate dreams as well. Yeah, I gotta get married. It's been long enough now. But and you've got a kid as well now, right?
No, I don't have any kids.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. I mean,
Barry, you told me he has a kid.
It's probably making a joke.
I was just kidding you.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
I want to know, why do you have a feather behind your palm, like on the
my
left?
hand?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that was like, because I?
Hey?
What did you say?
Because it gives you pluck.
Yeah, a little bit.
Pluck, get it? Pluck up.
What does it mean?
No, so it doesn't mean anything like that. I don't think. No, I've always wanted to get like a cool hand tattoo. And I always wanted to.
So you just went in and picked that one?
No. So the reason why I chose to put that on my hand is because it looks red, but it represents.
Just show it to the camera so that people can see.
So yeah, I chose a blue feather. Like there's shades of blue and a feather and the blue and everything.
So it has absolutely no meaning.
No, it does.
Freedom.
It represents freedom and hope and a lot of like awesome stuff. Blue,
that's
like
why he has a ring
yeah,
on.
that's
Freedom.
maybe one of the more meaningful ones on my hand, on my body.
Did you come up with the meaning after you got the tattoo?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So that was kind of something that I'd always thought would be cool, like to kind of get something.
Right.
So I thought that was an awesome one to represent
No, you put a
freedom
feather
and
where you
stuff
have
that
a
I
wedding
really
ring
like.
on. Freedom, marriage, huh?
No,
freedom, marriage. What are you saying?
No way.
Does Jess know about this meaning?
She's 100% on board with it. It's a different kind of freedom. Different kind of. What kind of marriages are you guys talking about?
Yeah, all right. Tell us about the current album, because I know you're going to be performing some more music from that album. What's it called and what is it about?
Yeah, so the song I'm going to be playing is a song called Run from this album, which is called Run as well. So it's all, again, songs that I like to write songs that about stuff that I've personally experienced instead of kind of something vague that I don't really know,
so
which
Run.
is fine.
Explain
it's called
the meaning
Run,
of that.
yeah.
So you're running from something, or?
No. So there's a whole lot of themes, but basically the song is more about, instead of running from something, facing it.
Run
that
towards
kind of
it.
Yeah. Basically.
That's my MO. Don't run from the problem, run towards the problem.
Sort that problem out. So that's kind of the vibe behind that. That's one of the themes in the album, but it was just something that I had kind of, I don't know why, but something that I really felt quite strongly about around the time that I was writing songs. So there's a lot of that in the album. There was another thing that I thought was quite interesting. I don't know if this is going to be confusing.
No, cool.
But I called it Run because I thought years ago, it'd be really rad to have a band one day and call it Run. I just like that simple, those simple kind of names.
See, now you just put it out there. Somebody's going to take that idea.
No, they can't, because they can, I guess. But then I realized now there's a band called Fun. So then my dad had this weird dream once.
Yeah.
Well, not weird, but he phoned me and he's like, I had this dream where I was running a race and he had to kind of help me from the starting blocks, get it. And from that, he kind of took like that he wants to support me, in other words.
Right.
So then he gave me this really cool guitar, and like that's kind of where at the time I had written the Home We Built, where it was kind of from the support that I'd felt from my family.
Right.
So I thought that's quite a cool name for the album, Run. Instead of calling a band that, let me call the
album that.
The album that. Yeah.
That's dope, man. Well, I want to hear this song, man. It's got so much behind it. So here's Matthew Mole giving us our second performance. Run!
What's our run? I thought you were telling me to run to the microphone. I'm gonna find it this way. I'm never gonna break never gonna break my bones. And if you find it this way, you're never gonna be alone. You're gonna run away from this storm. You'll be ashamed forever and ever. You've gotta come and lay it all down, because you can face whatever the weather. And you'll see these arms are open, and you are gonna feel this love that's spoken to me. It's spoken to me. I'm gonna find it this way. I'm never gonna break my bones. And if you find it this way, you're never gonna be on your own. You think you've done a little too much, but you need to see the potential in this heart. There'll never be a problem so tough, and you can always run back to the start, where you'll see these arms are open, and you are gonna feel this love that's spoken to me. It's spoken to me. I'm gonna find it this way. I'm never gonna break my bones. And if you find it this way, you're never gonna be alone. I'm gonna find it this way. I'm never gonna break my bones. And if you find it this way, you're never gonna be on your own. And if you find it this way, you're never gonna be alone. Gonna be alone.
Damn. Wow, man. Guys, we got so much more. We're going to be chatting to all our guests, Barry Hilton, Chad Saaiman, Matthew Mole. We've also got Sue Ellen in the kitchen. We want to keep the conversation going. Make sure you get us on Facebook, The Weekend Edition, as well as Instagram and Twitter, The Weekend Edition on 3. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
It's a weekend.
Welcome back to the weekend edition, and we're gonna have just this is like our panel discussion. We're gonna discuss hard-hitting issues of the day. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Let's discuss a hammer.
Absolutely, yeah. We need a drummer, like,
Yeah,
we need one of those, yeah, you know?
Yeah, we can get a drummer.
No, honestly, because all three of you are in showbiz, you're male, you're all married-ish.
Not married.
Are you
not married
engaged?
But he's
You're
serious.
working on it?
have a child.
Serious.
Yes.
Thank you, Kanye. Thank you.
He's reserved.
Fatin said no?
He's reserved.
No, I'm
Reserved.
Oh, okay.
Kanye is speaking for me.
He's
so
reserved.
Kanye's
Oh,
speaking
okay.
for me,
I wanted to talk about, but you do have a beautiful daughter,
Yes,
right?
I do, yeah.
And
She's
you've
6
got
years
we all have kids. Yeah. I wanted to talk about
He
showbiz.
doesn't have a kid.
You don't have a kid?
No.
I'm his dad, I told him. Not
why?
allowed.
I've been saying this the whole show because somebody told me you had a
have a kid.
Maybe
You've got to.
Maybe
coming
there's
through.
something there, but
All right, well, while you're working on it, showbiz and family, you're always on the road, you're never at home. Does it cause problems in your life, or is it something that you can find a balance for and it can work itself out?
well, usually when I go home, my dog attacks me.
It
When I
doesn't know.
walk
You're a
in the front.
stranger, right? Yeah, the postman is here, right?
You know, my wife actually worked it out the one time that I'm home more with them if you take the time I'm home than Oka goes to work normally.
Right.
So the guy goes to work, his kids are sleeping, he comes back, it's late, he has dinner, they go to bed.
Yeah.
I come home and I'm off for a week.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Is that the same thing with you guys?
Well, for me, like, I've only been married for 11 months now, and we were used to the whole fact that I was traveling
But she can travel with you as well,
that's the
which
thing,
is really
so
cool.
she comes with if we go away for like a weekend to, like, if I play a show in Durban or something, we can make a bit of a, like, add an extra night to the trip.
Absolutely.
So I mean, yeah, so there's ways around it, I guess. It's not like I'm away for.
But are you worried
for
that
months.
the day you go on tour, like you do that 40-city tour and you're out of here, you're off to
She's gonna
Australia,
come
the
with.
States, and she...
Doesn't she
She'll
work
come
or
with.
what?
Well, she's just started her own fashion line, so like it's at the moment it's kind of portable. Does that make sense? Mobile. So she'll come with if that kind of thing happens. We're not going to be apart for months. Like that's not going to work.
Ooh.
That's cool. I'm very lucky. I work on international cruise liners at times, and some of the cruise liners allow you to take your wife and child. Some of them don't. But so I tend to work on the ones that allow me to take Sandy and Jack.
Right.
Awesome.
And so we've been all over. I mean, we go to Vietnam,
is the
Hong
king.
Kong.
So cool.
Oh, Jack has been to so many countries. They have to
Jack
get him a
is
new
the king.
passport already. No, it's just cool. It's nice to be able to take your family with you.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of explaining to the groupies, but other than that...
Ooh, you're working another... How does your special someone deal with you? Yeah,
She's cool. Yeah. She's cool about it. Yeah.
She's
she'll take the pick and she'll just be cool about it. And the bigger the fan, the more like she'll laugh about it. Yeah.
That's dope.
Because it is quite funny. Like
Yeah, it is.
Like she'll laugh and see someone like lose themselves.
Yeah.
But have you had an awkward moment with a fan?
There's always awkward moments with fans, you know. It happens all the time. It's like, it just gets a little, people are just like... Last night there was this woman, we finished the show and this woman just came walking towards me and she just kept walking and walking and just walked into me. And then just looked at me and she just started talking and then just weird, strange. But I mean, you just go with it, you laugh it off.
When guys come to you to ask you to take a picture with their wife or girlfriend.
Yeah, that happens to you as well.
I've never understood
No,
that.
but maybe the girl is shy to ask for a picture and the guy's just stepping
but if
up.
she's shy...
But you can always see what kind of guy it is based on his attitude. He'll be like, hey, bro, please take a pic of my wife. I'll take
Maybe
pics
the
with
wife,
people. Yeah.
And she also doesn't want the husband to feel some sort of way.
Yeah.
So
And
she's
the girl
letting you
will be
do
like,
it.
really like, she'll really take the picture with you. That's the part I don't know.
Because she doesn't want the guy to feel small. So rather get your man to get him.
I took a picture with someone at a show last night, and the lady said to me, like as we were taking the picture, he's smiling, and she says, "If I wasn't married."
And he's
like, and then he heard, and then I think he heard, but then he looked at me though. I was like,
Hey, bro.
I was like, I didn't say
You
anything.
know this? You'll go somewhere and people will go like, oh, Barry, how's it going? My China, my cousin, whatever. And I'll say, hi, how's it? This is my wife, Sandy. Yeah, anyway, so what I was talking...
they'll push her aside.
She's not even part of the gig. But she is part of the gig. You know, they don't realise that we're the team.
Yeah, absolutely. All of you guys, well, you didn't have a plan B. You had all the support in the world. Your dad wanted you to be a footballer. Your dad wanted you to be an electrician.
I did become an electrician.
Oh, you did become an electrician? And you actually were on your way.
Yeah.
How, and you know, you hear parents all the time saying, especially if you're going to show business, you need a plan B. For you guys, do you still feel like a plan B is important, or it's better off to just go with the plan A?
You know, at my age, when I wake up in the morning, that's plan B.
Because plan A is to stay in bed.
Right.
I'm alive.
Let me try again. Yeah.
You're right.
I don't think it's I don't think I'd say I need a plan B. It's more like you kind of grow yourself beyond like your music and maybe tap into other industries, other business interests outside of music or slightly alongside music.
Well, it wasn't just football with you. You had to actually go and get a degree as well.
Yeah, I went to study English.
But all of that is out the window now.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm asking. Is a plan B important?
Well, I think it's important to kind of know where you're going. Up until a certain point, you'll know if you will need a plan B or not. So like, you can't just start out. I don't know. I don't think you can just start out from nothing and just go for like being a musician, for example, and like not make any money and then hope that's just gonna work out. I think once you know it's gonna work out.
But you always hear that story of the successful guy who's like, I slept in my car, I didn't have a.
Man, done it before.
Shame.
You were homeless.
Can I? No, I was almost. I want to tell you a story, and this is a really true story. You must never lie to your children, ever.
Yeah.
And I had no money. We were staying here in Sea Point, and I said to my wife that I was married, one of my wives, I've had many. I'm a serial wifist. So I said to her, I'm going to go to the butcher and get some bones, and we'll use the marrow in the bones to sort of enrich the vegetable soup. Because we had no money, we had money. So I pulled into the butcher, where I got my little boy Bradley, who's 35 now, he was 3. And we came to the butcher, and I was embarrassed. So I said to the butcher, listen, bro, can I get some bones? For a dog. And there's my lighty in the shop going, we're getting a dog, we're getting a dog, we're getting a dog.
Yeah.
That's really the truth.
Wow. Did you get the bones?
Yeah, of course it. The butcher said to me, yeah, but tell me when you get the dog. I said, no. Wow. So that was quite embarrassing. But that's what you know. Yeah. Sometimes you... I remember working as a pro, and the money I made 1 month, I didn't make for the whole year after I turned pro. So the month's money as electrician.
Yeah.
1 year, I didn't equal to the money.
But that's what I'm saying. When you start, there's always that slow start.
Yeah.
But you'll never get there if you're busy, dividing up your resources, doing something else.
I think if you put all your focus, when you're starting out and you put all your focus into something, it's, you'll know at a certain point if it's going to work or not. But you have to put all your focus in, though, because otherwise you become widespread with everything.
If you're an artist, if we go watch other artists, no matter what they are, you sit down and, as a pro, you sit down and think, wow, this guy's got it. You can see within 30 seconds or 40 seconds. Yeah. And some guys you think, wow, man, this guy's just not going to crack it. Somebody needs to tell that guy, but how can you tell that person you're not going to crack it? Yeah. Because people have said to me in the beginning, oh, mate, you're not going to handle it. And I said, but watch the space, because I knew I was going to make it. Yeah. I was determined, But some guys, they haven't got it, and they won't play. They play covers only.
Right.
You're not going to make money. Right. You'll make a living, but you're not going to make money. People are not going to listen to you. So you have to be different. You have to be focused. And you were telling me earlier, that you were going to do this.
Yeah. My father says he actually saw it early on.
Yeah, he's a mathematician.
He was like, nah, I saw you. You were going this way.
I got a joke.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. I got a joke, because I'm good at maths.
You got a joke?
I'm good at maths. Okay. And one of the kids in my street said to me, Uncle Baz, you're good at maths. Explain algebra. So it's quite simple, bro. Algebra. It's like a divorce. You look at your ex and you think, why?
All right, let's get into a more controversial topic.
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys have lived in different places?
Yes.
Cape Town or Joburg? Ooh. You not quite in Cape Town. You're living in Hermanus now, but you might as well be in Cape Town.
Yeah.
And you were a diehard Joburg guy. You were from the East Rand.
Well, I left school in Cape Town, then I went to the East Rand and made my name in the East Rand. Now I live in Hermanus. So I would say Hong Kong, because I would prefer to.
You live in Joburg now.
Yeah, I do. And I miss Cape Town, but Joburg's a cool place to be for what I'm doing. But Cape Town is obviously where it's like home, and it's where my family is. So I miss that. So if I wanted to be with my family and everything, then obviously I'd rather move here than then move up there. Yeah.
But
Cape Town's a cool place, man.
It is, yeah.
Too cool.
You left. You ran away from Joburg. A few years ago, you were like, I'm in Joburg, dog. Now you're like, I'm back.
I was in Joburg for 4 years. Until like not too long ago. So I feel like it's a hard question. I love Joburg. I love the energy. I love the people. I love for music and for what we do. It's just like things are a lot more progressive sometimes. And we live that life in Cape Town. That's our attitude here. So it's okay.
And you know, sometimes guys in Joburg will say to me, "Why are you in Cape Town? It's so slow in Cape Town." I said, "Really? Come to Joburg and tell me it's slow when you're sitting in a traffic jam, bro." That's slow.
Yeah.
Very slow.
True.
It's tough.
What do you think?
Cape Town. You know how I feel.
It's done, man. It's a wrap.
She's from Cape Town. It's
Yeah.
No,
amazing.
it's Cape Town, darling. It's Cape Town.
I can see your aura.
No, but Johannesburg, look, Johannesburg's great for money, like you said, progress.
And it's easier to get to gigs, eh?
Yeah,
And more
but
gigs.
once you become a mom and, you know, you're in working hard all the time, Cape Town is so good for the soul.
I think so.
Every time I land here, it's like I'm at home.
Sorry,
and I'm
my
not even
friends
from
in
here,
Joburg.
you know, it's like I'm home.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry, Josie.
You guys all perform. You guys ever have stage fright or have a bad performance or freeze on stage?
Or die on stage.
Well, no, I'm still alive, so I haven't died on stage.
Well,
Everybody's died on stage. If you're an artist and you say that you haven't died on stage, you're lying. It happens. It's your professionalism that gets you through it, or whatever.
Right.
Okay. But if you have a bad performance, I lost my brother 5 years ago.
Right, and then you have to perform.
No, he's not dead. He's got Alzheimer's. We went shopping. I just don't know where he is. I lost my brother, and he spoke to me just before I went on stage. He was in hospice about to die, and I had to walk out stage and do my gig. Because when I put the phone down, they announced me on. So you can't say, "I'm sorry, guys. I'm just having a chat to my boot." You have to go work. So it happens. It's the job we choose.
Was that performance for you? Was it just?
No, actually, I made it happen because I made a joke out of it. That I made a joke with my brother.
Yeah.
And then I started off and I said, "Hey, I just spoken to my brother. He's very sick, and this is what I said." People laughed, and then some people actually got up and walked out and then complained afterwards. And then my wife wrote back and said, "Listen, that was the truth."
Yeah.
But it was hard. But once you get into the groove, you're in it. And,
But how do you guys handle hecklers in the audience?
and sleep. Thank you, Cole. Brilliant. No, you get different type of hecklers. I don't know if you guys get hecklers.
Of course, they get that one drunk guy.
No, they
that's
get
all-
panties. These guys.
You know, you get some type of hecklers.
And you see him, and you see the guy's like...
or just like, they'll just like...
Or you get that heckler that the whole night he makes nonsense. And then he comes to you afterwards, he said, "Aren't you glad I'm here because I made your show for you?"
Wow, really?
Really?
Seriously?
And then, but most hecklers, it's just, boom. You just shut
It's like
them
they're
up.
competing for.
I think for us it's more like not paying attention to them. Where for Barry he has the
have
the
to
power.
stick out,
But he's in a position where he can.
Shut them up.
I think. I mean, I've been in a position once where once or twice I've had to say something. Not much, just more like, you know, I have the mic and you don't. So, but it's not really in my act to fight.
Or Skido calls you out.
I was on
Skido
stage.
calls you out when
I was
you're
on
like-
stage the one day and a guy shouted out from the audience. There was 1,000 people in the audience. "You cuck." I said, "Really? I didn't have to buy a ticket."
Boom! Yeah, I got your money, right. Never froze on stage, never had a terrible performance.
Bad performances, they happen.
You get this horrible feeling, and your mouth goes dry and your brain just says, "I'm just going to take 10 minutes."
And you try and recover. And the more you're trying to recover,
It's the worst again.
You know, we were just talking about now, sometimes we go on stage and we think personally we've had the worst show ever.
And people
then
say
your
it was
mates
amazing.
go, "Wow, that was the best."
Always
You
the
think,
case.
really?
Yeah.
Do you ever have performances like that?
I'm just trying to think. I
don't think you do.
definitely do. No, definitely.
Oh,
No.
you do?
I
Oh, okay.
often have shows where I'm not happy. It's just the times when the other people said that they were. No, how often that happens? No, so that's a real
But
thing.
are we really happy? You know, you perform, and as artists, I smash it or whatever.
It's always very
We
critical.
love to smash it, and then you come off and you think, you know, actually,
Could have done this better.
if I'd have just done that.
But artists are never happy. We're never done.
Yeah.
We're never done.
Yeah, exactly.
I was telling the guys a story earlier. I worked in a big casino down the road, 4,000 odd people, okay? And smashed the night, and I got one letter from one guy who said, "I was at your show, and I thought it was cock."
In this era of bloggers, how do you deal?
I was distraught. And my wife said to me, what are you, crazy? That's one guy, 3,900 people
changes
said, wow.
everything.
But
in this era of bloggers and trollers, and people can just say anything about your act. Like now, people have the balls to really give it to you straight.
People aren't afraid anymore.
People live for that now.
Okay, may I speak? Of course. When somebody says they blog about Barry Hilton, the one woman said to me, I didn't find you very funny, whatever. And I said, yeah. And she said, I could do a better job than you. That's what she said.
Really?
I said, well, you know, I've got 120,000 people on my Facebook page. How many have you got on yours?
It's usually 6 or 4.
Exactly. She had about 10. So, yeah, really. And we were talking earlier. Critics. If critics were so good, they'd be doing a job.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'd like to know if you are a troller or you think you know this hater idea that we're talking about. Hashtag The Weekend Edition, Facebook The Weekend Edition, Twitter and Instagram The Weekend on 3. See you after the break. The food is ready. We're gonna have an impromptu jam session from you guys, right? Yeah. So after the break, many more. Check out what's gonna happen. See you when you come back.
All right.
I worked with a chef once. We had an impromptu jam session. I made strawberry, she made apricot.
Oh, hey!
Welcome back to the Weekend Edition. We are doing dessert now, right?
We are not doing dessert, we're doing the third item that's going on our breakfast sharing board.
Oh, the breakfast sharing board. Okay, all right.
So we're almost done.
Okay,
we checked into the world-class chef because she bought the pastry.
No, she made it.
She made it.
Oh, did you make it?
Guys, I will admit this on television. Why would you be crazy enough to make your own pastry when you can store buy it? Ask a lot of chefs, they'll tell you exactly
Absolutely.
the
You know,
same
when you read it in books, they say, don't do it, just get the pastry.
Just buy the pastry.
In fact, in the books I read, they say, don't even try, go to the restaurant.
All right.
Don't do it.
So you bought this at what is this a specific particular type of pastry?
So this is puff pastry. You would buy it frozen and then you just let it thaw. So you'd just leave it out until it's.
Does it take long to thaw? Like
doesn't take long to thaw. Look, it also you don't want to actually. Don't try and speed up the process by turning on the aircon to 35 and sticking in there.
No, don't just do
because it's going to get too soft.
And you don't defrost it in the microwave, right?
Do not defrost it in the microwave. So room temperature until it thaws. Different makes defrost at different rates. You're looking at like. You know, if you've got a half an hour and this kind of temperature that we're experiencing at this time of the year, it'll do the trick.
Cool. Imagine David Attenborough doing that. Yes, here we are in Cape Town looking at the endangered square puff pastry. Soon to be killed. But never mind, this is a cooking show. David Attenborough coming to you live. Thank you so much.
Except I'm not killing it, I'm bringing it back to life.
Bringing it back to life.
Bringing it back to life.
Resuscitation.
Oh, wow. Okay, then.
So, what we're going to do, this is a bacon, cheese, red pepper pesto, puff pastry pinwheel.
Sure.
I was so worried I wasn't going to be able to say that.
It's got the peas.
It takes you longer to say it than eat it.
Yeah, probably. It's because it's so good, that's why.
Red pepper pastry.
You are going to make me do that again, hey?
Yes, you must.
Bacon, cheese, red pepper pesto, puff pastry pinwheel. Say it fast, 10 times.
Bacon, cheese, red pepper pastry, puff pastry pinwheel.
No, you're wrong.
It's a nice
pastry
okay, this is fat on a plate. 14 grams of weight on this. But I'll take it.
But you'll take it. There we go. Okay.
All right.
So let's get cracking, I reckon. So
let's do it.
You've got 2 types of cheese, cream cheese, and then we've got some white mature cheddar. So first things first, our cream. Are you happy?
Yes, I am.
I know, I know.
That's why I'm like,
I could see your smile out of the corner of my eye because you were like, it's the second time she's used cream cheese today. I'm happy.
Wow,
I brought it for you.
Yum, 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 yum.
Ooh, sorry, kitchen accidents.
No problem.
Thank you, Joe. So we're just gonna get this spread. I'm being very generous. You're in mind here. So
that's fantastic.
That's that. That's done. We just want to keep a little edge because I'm going to egg it so it seals. Then, that was almost the wrong order.
Touch it with the hands, folks, but it's okay.
I didn't. Did you see I stopped? Then our red pepper pesto is next. Wow. You know it's going to taste good already, eh?
Yes.
Doesn't matter if it's messy because we're going to roll it up.
It's so cool, man.
Did you make the pesto yourself?
I didn't make the pesto either, no. But I actually should have said that to you guys, so thank you for saying that. Is if you prefer basil pesto, you know, if you aren't a red pepper fan, you can either use sun-dried tomato pesto or red pepper pesto. For me, just with the bacon and the cream cheese, that red pepper works better. But if you were using just grated mozzarella, I would use the green pesto, so you've got a basil, almost caprese thing going.
Or you can use flies and cockroaches because they're pestos.
No, pestos.
Oh, there's two of them.
That's the mature cheddar.
This is our cheddar, and we want quite a nice healthy dose.
Wow,
It's about
this
a
is
cup.
fantastic.
And then last but not least, because everything tastes better with it, and no, it's not butter. I think there's enough going on here. Bacon bits, which we've cooked off.
Fantastic.
And so that's going to be
it's
the
like a
nice.
pizza, right?
It's kind of like a pizza, but not like a pizza at all when it's done.
It's easy to make like a pizza.
Look away
as well.
now.
So this is it. No one steal the bacon while I'm grabbing the pepper.
Kanye.
So we want a pepper. We want just a little bit of salt because the bacon's got.
So little pepper.
But the pepper's little, eh?
It's
enough.
It's enough.
There's such mistrust going on in this kitchen.
There's.
Joe, you see, Joe doesn't say anything.
Barry, you saw that you grind the salt.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yes. Everything's got to be chopped properly and neatly.
And then what we want to
problem.
do, a little bit of egg wash. So Barry, if you wouldn't mind passing me the brush. That is it, just so that when we get to the end, we seal it. Not for hygiene, please. So this is just egg that's been mixed with a little bit of water just to loosen it up. So we just want to do this so that the edge
Why is it important to seal
sticks. Because we're using puff pastry. Once it's rolled, you don't want it to, to split apart and to open up. We want a perfect wheel. So just light wash will do. Then you lift it from the side closest to you. We're going to start here. We're literally going to fold.
I understand now.
Roll it up, roll it up.
And we're just going to...
Bit by
Roll
bit.
it up.
That's good.
It looks great.
But not only the outer parts are sealed. Aren't we going to cut it before we know?
We're going to cut it, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do now with the rest of that egg wash, which is not going to go
Oh, right,
on.
okay.
This is a goodie, this one. There's a lot of stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
Don't stop now, she's on a roll.
So that is what we're going to end up with. So we know we've got some excess at the side, so just get it nice and sealed like
So you
that.
seal it there.
And then kind of 1.5 centimeter thickness, we're going to do this. We'll very quickly just
You'll notice she's cutting,
this.
not chopping.
Yeah, this is the cutting bit. We don't want to chop this. And then baking sheet, non-stick. This in at 180 degrees again.
Okay.
It's going to take you about 20 minutes just for that pastry to cook through. We'll leave that at the end.
Because, of course, all the other stuff is cooked.
Past
The bacon
that.
is cooked and everything.
And everything else is cooked. So this is ready just to make sure the pastry's cooked. And once they go down onto our sheet...
Matthew, that looks easy enough, right?
That looks so cool.
And you thought cooking was difficult.
This recipe, no, yeah.
Oh, you came up with it?
That's the only thing I can make.
Well done, bro.
No, I'm joking.
And this is like a
It's
great...
like a sandwich, but just it's like toast, but different.
so cool.
I've never seen pizza.
Doesn't it look
this
like a
before.
great after gig late night snack when you get home?
Yes.
Perfect. It's
Yeah.
like an all day, anytime kind of snack. It would be perfect for coming
This, of
out.
course, is not recommended from the cardiologist's point of view. but
Association. But we don't have to. You don't have to eat a whole one. You know.
You
just
can
need
have a little bit. Yeah.
Have a little bit. So
I'm sure after we taste it,
you just want to push them down slightly because that puff pastry. We know
You've
they
got
are
to
going
keep
to
them
puff up
apart, have
again.
you?
And then, so we've got the beautiful rolls of pastry. As I was going to show you what to do with the additional egg wash, because Joe, you were wondering about it. Oh, we don't want to lose our bacon. Yeah, we're going to pop some egg wash. So I'll finish this off now, but just... The egg wash also obviously makes it go browner.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. That'll also assist with sealing.
Why would you want to seal it from the top down?
So if we look at where we've got bits falling apart, the egg will kind of go in. It'll also help to bind.
Got you.
And you'll get the beautiful golden bits when it comes out of...
It's like a coat of varnish, Barry.
It's
That's
kind of
what it
like,
is,
yeah. Kind of, but nicer.
Right. Beautiful,
Okay,
beautiful.
so this is what you do.
I used egg wash on my face once. It was nice and soft.
Yeah?
I don't even know what to say to that. That's
Well, if I'd kept it on for 10 minutes later, it would have been hard.
Ooh. All right. So oven is set at what
Oven's
temperature?
ready, 180 degrees. We're looking at about 20 minutes until they're golden and cooked through. So
All right, perfect.
I'm getting them.
So while you prepare that, we're gonna play a little game, right? So Kanye, who do you pick to go against you? I think
I'd love to see what
play against Barry?
Barry's
All right.
power of description is.
We're gonna play Vatsini Pap yet again. So Barry, I'll explain. Yeah, let's walk over to the table. I'll explain to you how this game works. You guys will stay here and help Suanne.
Help me eat
Oh, wow.
Eat it.
All right. So you each take your respective positions. You cannot see. No,
No,
man.
don't touch.
How many
That
cards
was
am I holding up?
carefully balanced. So you cannot see her side of the table. She cannot see you.
Yes.
You each have some pop, some cereal. Open your cereal container. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna pull out one item at a time at my cue. You can actually pour this bowl, you can pour this into your bowl to just get you started. And the aim of the game is to guess what is in the other person's bowl. And the first person to get to 3 wins. You can help each other out. So what would happen is you pull out an item, you can give her some tips, but you can't tell her what it is.
Okay.
Her first guess, she has to get it right or wrong, and we move on.
One guess.
One guess.
Okay.
But you can give her many clues.
Okay.
All right.
You can go first.
Who put these things in?
Exactly. It's getting harder and harder. So Kanye knows who I did. Who wants to start?
Kenny,
Let the
ladies
go.
first.
Oh, ladies first. Okay.
You want her to go first?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So she's gonna pull out an item.
Yes.
It's something, women use to...
No, he's cheating.
It's a
He's looking
hair
at the
braid.
monitor.
No, don't switch off the monitor.
It's the monitors there. I saw what it is. It's a braid for your hair. And it's green with a silver piece in it. Ladies and gentlemen, watching to my show next week.
All right. I don't know how you did that. That was incredible.
That was incredible.
Have another item, please.
No one has ever done that before.
But hide it. Hold it
All right,
like
we
that.
switched off the monitors.
Okay.
Pull out the...
But that was a good cheat, though.
Yeah, give that to me. Okay, cool. So go ahead and start.
It's something you use to write messages on a blackboard.
Chalk.
Easy peasy. Got it. All right, your turn.
It's made out of plastic, I think. Am I allowed to say it?
Yeah, but no, you can't say what it is.
It's
but
got a shape like you are, darling. It's something to do with your status in the TV world. You are a...
But that's not what it is. It's just shaped like it.
And you use it to shape... you would put little bits of... Can I use that word pastry in it?
Yeah, as long as... Yeah,
but you've got to tell me the shape now.
As long as it's not in the name.
Yeah, it's not in the name. It's a funny little...
It's a cookie cutter.
Yeah, there we go.
So good. Oh. What
Very
colour
good.
is it?
What color?
No, it doesn't matter.
Put it in there.
It's what you... They usually put it on our skins when they're trying to hold up the mic.
Ooh,
Tape.
very good.
There we go.
That
yes.
is tape. All right.
Yes.
First to 3 wins, so you go next.
You would use this to perhaps take a thorn out of your finger.
Tweezers?
Yeah, this is easy. You guys are so smart. All right, and then?
And I've never met this woman before.
You might be
There's
the first to
nothing up
go
my
to 3
sleeves.
now. Ooh, she's changed the item.
Oh, no, that's unfair. We practiced this the whole day.
When you have a hot dog, each bottle that gives flavor to you, it could be mustard, it could be tomato sauce, but the top of that bottle where the stuff comes out of.
Is at the top of the bottle?
Yeah.
It's like when you put stuff into it's the spout. Or the,
Yes.
Top. Wow. I guess it is a spout. You got 3, so you win.
You win.
High five.
You see, there's a reason why I let her go first, because you told me your father's a mathematician, so mathematically
It made
I would have had a
sense.
better
Yeah.
chance.
On, yes.
You're the smart one. This is a spout, right? I have no idea what this
I
is.
don't know. I thought maybe it's a hat
It
for
is
a
a
small
spout.
comic.
Oh, it's for
Yes,
what do you
it's-
call this, Swellen? For cake?
I need more.
For
It's a cake
squeezing
decorator.
out the
It's a spout.
cake.
It's a nozzle. It's a piping nozzle.
Piping spout nozzle type
spout
thing.
But you got
All
it.
right, well, there you
Okay,
have
I'll
it.
give you one here.
Give me one
You
more.
want to do one more?
The bowl is filled with them.
Bob.
Bob.
Guys, on that note, we're going to take a break. Keep the interaction coming. We love hearing from you. We are on Facebook. It's the Weekend Edition, right? And on Instagram and Twitter, we are The Weekend on 3. We'll catch you after the break. We're going to eat now.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
We can get It's a weekend.
Yeah, welcome back to the weekend edition. We're about to wrap things up now. Hey? We got the food here. This is everything, right?
No, you know, just in case you guys are hungry, I got some extra hot ones out of the oven.
Those are piping hot, right?
Those are piping hot, and I know there are some other boys who are going to join us too.
By the way, what are those called again?
So these are the bacon, cheese, red pepper pesto, puff pastry pinwheels.
All right, hashtag.
So I was always good at that.
If you're Russian.
Are they better piping hot, or is it better to have them cool down a bit?
I think it's a preference, because once they've cooled down, the pastry's kind of got its structure and everything's sort of in place. I quite like that gooey, pulley apart thing, so I think they're equally
We've
as
already
good.
stolen some. Barry has as well. And Barry, you don't eat bread, so
I don't eat bread.
how's your stomach handling this?
No, it's fine.
He's got like crumbs on his face, right? Yeah.
Great.
That's fine. No, it's all right. I'm fine.
Yeah. Why did you stop eating bread?
I stopped eating wheat.
Oh, wheat. Okay.
Because it was affecting me, and after years of sort of denial, I went to Wheataholics Anonymous, and I just said, "Hi guys, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm Barry," and they all go, "So."
Yeah. Welcome.
Hi, Barry.
Hi Barry, and we all like look at cakes and say, "We're not going to eat it."
And I love you've got some crumbs on your face.
Have I?
Yeah, and he won't remove. And
No, it's cool.
and what were the withdrawal symptoms like?
That was the
what happens?
worst, man. I missed the
That's
wind.
when you crave first.
Because, you know, as a man, you've got to have wind at least once a day. It's like proves your point.
Yeah,
you know?
but
So I missed it for a while. So I actually started wearing dresses after 2 weeks. So I thought I can't do this. But then I broke through a cold turkey. It was okay. No, but serious, 2 weeks, it was a nightmare for 2 weeks.
Right.
Because I'm so used to that.
Well, this is
I've met
But you
absolutely.
look good, though.
Pardon?
You look good.
Thank you very much. That's my optician said to me. Your eyes are good. You look good.
Thank you.
You do.
Thank you.
All right. So once again, just to recap on everything that's on the board, we've already started munching on this. I'm sorry.
Okay, so we did the salmon, chive cream cheese, and quail's egg bruschetta.
Yeah.
We did the corn and cheese fresh herb muffins.
Right.
And then, of course, I don't need to say that again. We all know.
Yes. You want you to say that again.
You know I want you to say
You
that.
guys just want me to mess it up
Just
once
one last
before we go.
time, one
Okay. Bacon, cheese, red pepper pesto, puff pastry pinwheels.
There you go. Hashtag.
Okay, can I, and these are
Mini rocket leaves.
coarsely chopped, sliced mini rocket leaves. So I'm going to take you to court about this.
Spoken
You
like a true
don't
cousin.
have to mince it up with a knife and risk cutting yourself. So I'm just leave me.
You guys have already nibbled as well. I see you chewing on yours, Matthew. You like go. No, you haven't.
What are you talking about?
They
He looks full. Look at him.
He's staring though. He's like,
Pretending, I'm imagining what it's going to be.
All right. Well, while we eat,
Just
Matthew
social
and
media.
Chad are gonna perform a lovely song by Magic. It's called Rude.
Saturday morning, jumped out of bed, put on my best suit, jumped in my car and raced like a jet, all the way to you. Knocked on your door with heart in my hand, just to ask you a question, 'cause I know that you're an old-fashioned man. Yeah. Can I have your daughter for the rest of my life? Say yes, 'cause I need to know. You say I'll never get your blessing till the day I die. Tough luck, my friend, but the answer is no. So why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry you anyway. Marry that girl, marry you anyway. Marry that girl, no matter what you say. Marry that girl, we'll be your family. So why you gotta be so rude? So why you gotta be so rude? And don't you know I'm human too? that girl, marry her anyway. Marry that girl, no matter what you say. Marry that girl, we'll be a family. So why you gotta be so rude? Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry her anyway. Marry that girl. Marry her anyway. Marry that girl. No matter what you say. Marry that girl. We'll be a family. Why you gotta be so rude?
All right, guys, come down, come and eat, come and join us. Guys, as always, man, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciated you. Come, have a seat, Come have some food. Yeah, get comfortable,
Don't worry about your band members that are going to starve and go outside.
Yeah, save some for your band members. Don't be rude. All right. Make sure that you join us tomorrow. Same time, same place, right here on 3. And also, you can get in touch with us on social media, which is
Facebook, The Weekend Edition. Twitter, Instagram, The Weekend on 3. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:30 to 9 a.m. right here on SABC 3. This is The Weekend Edition with the sexiest TV couple you've ever seen. Goodbye.
all right. Dig in, guys.